I hope that you all are well. I hope that you are. Unlike the subject matters of this video, they're not doing too well. And I'll tell you why. For those of you that have been hiding under a rock these past several days, while this story has been going viral based on a true story, based on real events, I have come to the conclusion that Memphis is not a real place. Mm-mm. And the heathens in Memphis are not real people. I could be wrong, but I think I'm right. Now, first things first, I know I said that I was done with YouTube under certain terms and conditions. And this topic that has gone viral seems to call for my attention. So I just had to wobble all over here and give my 2 cents of unsolicited commentary because I know that y'all can't make it without me. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, unfortunately, we don't have an unofficial sponsor for this video because it's a hot mess. And the only people that I could find that might sponsor this video unofficially is the makers of some belts and paddles and all kinds of other disciplinary measures. So we don't want to incite violence, even though this is a violent situation. But we don't want to do what other people do because why? We are set apart. We are peculiar people. We are the children of God. We are not like the children of darkness. Those of us that are children of God, I know you would agree that this is the result of disobedience. Sin makes us stupid. And a whole lot of these heathens are entrapped and entangled in sin. All kinds of sin. And because they cannot discipline their dinglings and box between their legs, they're just running roughshod, and Satan is running roughshod all up and down through there, over the hills and through the woods, to and fro in the earth, just running them raggedy and causing them to crash out at a high rate of speed. And they don't even see it coming. And those of them that do, they don't care. They signing up to crash out. They have pledged allegiance to the crash. Do that myself. I don't know about y'all, but I just wouldn't do that to myself. I'm a crash dummy. But those of you that do, you got the right to be a crash dummy. It's legal to be a crash dummy. And it's a whole lot of y'all out here. I was outside earlier, involuntarily. Not voluntarily. We'll talk about that later. But I seen a lot of crash dummies outside today. But that's not unusual because every time I go outside, there's a crash dummy outside. All in the way. They always in the way. They stay in the way. But anyway, while I was walking down through these social media streets, while I go minding my own business, as I usually do, I came across a post on Facebook from a woman, looks like a black woman, not that the race matters, but nevertheless, a woman asked the question, are y'all mothers really letting your daughters walk around with these long wigs and weaves and long lashes and long fingernails and this, that, and the other and looking like grown women? And I started to just keep on walking by the post, but something in my spirit halted me and told me, you got to seize this moment. Because somebody's mama and daughter needs to hear this. And I said, let me go slide in the comment section and give my unsolicited opinion about the matter. Because I see this so oftentimes. We've talked about it. We know how these queens conduct themselves or misconduct themselves, I should say. We know what the source of the problem is, but y'all don't want to address the problem and hold the problem accountable, and you just continuously let the problem be problematic because you want to give the pussy a pass that's attached to these garbage ass queens. They are running amok. And we see their track record and we see their progress and we see, or the lack thereof, and we see how they are misguiding these children and leading them astray and causing them and are complicit of the younger generation of YNs and YNSs to become crash dummies. They got their starter kit from their mammy, if you ask me. These welfare queens are the worst thing that could ever happen to these children. The children are in danger in the womb of a queen. The queen have proven that they are queens of chaos, and their offspring are testaments thereof. Yes, yes. The welfare queens, they don't reproduce nothing but crash dummies, demons, and they're on demon time and proud of it. They don't reproduce doctors and lawyers and judges and scientists and astronauts and things of that nature. They reproduce demons. That's why when I see them pregnant, and they're always pregnant like a roach, I get so mad about it. I don't celebrate it. I don't call it a blessing like a lot of y'all do. Y'all love to call these babies blessings. And the truth of the matter is, a lot of them are baby demons. And it's just a matter of time before they grow up, thanks to EBT meals, and they become a full-fledged, overgrown, big bag demon with an assault weapon in their hands, whether it be a gun, a car that they probably stole or scammed to get, or some marijuana. They always got drugs in their system and such. And I have come to the conclusion that they are just terrorists and they're terrorizing the community. And people like the owner of this restaurant, Tomboli's, that I've never gone to and I never will, in Memphis. I heard that they sell pizza and pasta, and I like pizza and pasta, but thankfully, I'm diabetic. I'm trying not to get so much pizza and pasta in my mouth, and I'm trying to get a hold of some of these peptides I hear so much about. And I'm trying to reduce my back and unbig my back. So I really could care less about pizza and pasta. But nevertheless, the owner, Miles Tomboli, is his name in Memphis. People like him, a lot of these liberals who are soft on crime, that ain't nothing but the devil. And recently, he decided it was a good idea to reject service and deny service to 4 National Guard members. You know, President Donald Trump has sent the task force, the National Guard, as well as a lot of the state troopers. I've been looking for the state troopers. I have not been able to find them this week. I heard they launched a campaign, Slow Down, Operation Slow Down, and Operation Slow Down is very slow because I have not seen any of these state troopers all week, no matter where I go. And maybe they in operation at a certain time when I'm asleep or maybe when I'm at work. But seems like they would be having the same energy like they did when they first started. Somebody is behind reducing the state troopers, I suspect, as well as a lot of the members of the task force on the street. You know, they started off real strong and they were fast and furious, just running all over Memphis and capturing all these heathens and locking them down and putting their face down in the dirt. And I was so impressed and I loved it. I love to hear those sirens, whoop, 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 all over the city. It was a beautiful sound, I say. And I love to see the sky lit up with blue lights. But I noticed it didn't last long. And just like everything else that is put in place to help fight crime and crack down on these criminals, a lot of these people in certain leadership positions in the city, in the county, they don't want to crack down on crime because they benefit from the criminals, and some of the criminals are in bed with some of the leadership, I suspect. And they probably get some of the criminals to do their dirty work, I suspect. And when you are benefiting from a thing, you are quiet when we talk about that certain thing. And certain people in leadership positions have been so quiet when it comes to President Trump talking about cracking down on crime in Memphis. And they want the task force to go home. Just like a lot of people want the illegal migrants like me to go home. And thanks be to God that the task force members, they not intimidated by these protesters that want them to go back where y'all came from and stop cracking down on crime. And they keep on saying, oh, the National Guard, they don't need no guns. They shouldn't have no guns. But they don't keep that same energy and they don't say that same thing when it comes to Pookie, Ray Ray, and Junebug, and Shanika, and Keisha them. They let them tote their guns, and big old guns at that. They let them tote their guns in peace. Where is that same energy for Pookie, Ray Ray, and Junebug, and Keisha and Shanika them? They let them bust their guns at will whenever they get ready. They don't want to confiscate their guns. They don't want them to hide their guns. They don't want them to put their guns away, which tells me everything I need to know. And child, let me get back on topic because I'm getting ready to task in another area that needs to be reserved for another video for another day. Okay? Yeah, I want to talk about that another day because that's going to take a lot of time right there. So let's get back on our topic, Karmic Boom, because I got to lay this big old back down and get me some rest. Because, honey, it's a hard job toting around this big bag and seeing about this and seeing about that. But somebody's got to do it, and it might as well be me. But before I go any further, I think I posted on my community page, I have launched officially my new venture, which is a resale, a boutique, online boutique. It's going to be mostly gently used items, and I'm so excited about it. And I'm going to be posting a lot of my gift baskets. I used to do a lot of gift baskets years ago, and people were so crazy about it. So I'm going to get back into that and do a lot of the things that I'm passionate about and get into my art, selling my art, and all of that right there. And oh my God, I'm so excited about that. But we'll talk about that also another day under another video. So let's get back to what I was talking about as it relates to um um these young girls. These young girls. You know what this is giving? This man that was hiding under the bed of this 13-year-old girl, and her mama came and put in some work. And so many people are divided about it. Some people are on the mama side. Some people are saying the mama went too far. Some people are criticizing the daughter. And some people are saying the whole scenario is just so messed up. It's real messy. It's giving real messy. But the daughter, in my opinion, she's the whole result of the mess. And she's been a mess probably for quite some time. But we'll get into that in a minute. But let me tell you this. I started not to even touch this subject because I'm so tired of talking about the same thing over and over and over again. And the truth of the matter, in the black community is not what the black community used to be. And this version of the new generation of the black community is cooked. And you can't tell them nothing because they think they know everything. So a people that are reprobate, I really don't have time for you. And I don't have no more talk for you. I'm just going to let God do what God does to reprobate people. Okay, He's going to give you over to your own lust and your own desires and your own ways. And you're going to be headed for destruction. And that's what you sign up for. That's what you sign up for. So I'm going to get out of y'all way. I'm going to get out of y'all way. I'm going to get out of y'all way, I say. And dodge all of that energy right there that God going to give you. And is giving you. Okay? I'm just going to sit on the sideline and watch God do His work. I'm going to watch God do His big one. Yeah. Just today, I was on YouTube listening to a grown man for several minutes just bragging on peptides and how peptides makes his ding-a-ling so strong and want him to go so long inside of a woman. And I said, now, this doesn't make any sense. How a grown man is spending so much time bragging on sin and setting his own self up for failure. And God is going to give a lot of these people over to their own lust and their own desires. And they sit up and brag about this stuff like it's really things of substance. And it's nothing but a road to disaster, a road to destruction. How much sex do y'all need? And I just thank God for helping me to crucify this flesh and bring it under submission and helping me to be celibate and saved and almost totally sanctified. Thank you, God. Now I'm a little rough around the edges, but I'm thanking God that I'm not what I used to be. And I'm a progress in work. And God is not finished with me yet, but I thank God for bringing me a mighty long way and saving me from this sin. Because this sin makes you stupid. It makes you do stupid things. It makes you say stupid things. It makes you go a stupid way. Woo! And I see so many people just saying stupid stuff all over this internet every day. I see so many stupid people doing stupid stuff every day all over this internet, all outside, everywhere I go. At the job, in Walmart, at the gas station, at the stoplight, in the streets, everywhere I say, everywhere I go. Society is saturated with stupid folks doing and saying stupid stuff. And I just try my best to not let it rub off on me and not be one of them. I just thank God that I'm set apart. And God keeps me different. And there's a lot of people that try to trick me out of my right mind and try to shame me and criticize me for thinking and doing and being the way that I am. I wouldn't change it to be like y'all at all. God, keep me different. Keep me different, I say. And every day, He's pulling me away from people that's not like Him. And I thank you, God. He's isolating me. He's hiding me from the enemy. Woo, thank you, God. And that's important why I have to be on sabbatical sometimes and just take a break and get away and run away from this internet. Because this internet, in a lot of ways, ain't nothing but the devil. It ain't nothing but the devil, I say. And it's a lot of demons in this thing. In this thing right here. In this thing right here, I say. It's a lot of demons in here. And I try my best not to get entangled with them. Because they all over this internet. They all over this internet. And they sit and monitor me and watch me. And they sit in the bushes with their nets trying to see when is the right time to throw that net and try to catch me like a big fish. I'm protected. I'm protected, I say. And I just thank God for His protection. Okay, so let's get back to what I was saying. I got so much I want to talk about. Woo! My mind is all over the place. It's so much to be said under this umbrella of this topic. It's so much to be said, I say. But let me say this. A few days ago, and this is every day that I see this, and I have been seeing this a long, long time. So many of these young girls are being groomed a lot of times by their peers. A lot of times they're groomed and influenced by social media. A lot of times they're groomed and under the influence of a lot of these celebrities. A lot of times they're groomed and under the influence of a lot of things and a lot of places and a lot of things. But the number one person, I think, that has a lot of influence in grooming a lot of these young girls to be promiscuous and look older than how they are and act older than what they are and get entangled with a lot of these men for money and material things and sex and get a baby on purpose for welfare and Section 8 and all that right there and all the perks that come with being a single mama, because they know it's a lot of attention and they love attention. It's a lot of attention that comes with being a single mama. And a lot of these females, they wear single mama as a badge of honor. And they use, I'm a single mama, as a badge, as a weapon of mass destruction. They weaponize their wombs. They weaponize their vaginas. They weaponize oral sex. They weaponize a baby bump. They weaponize a Section 8 voucher. They weaponize EBT, SNAP, sick, all that stuff that comes with being a single mama. And they know a lot of people, especially these organizations and churches and whatnot, social services programs, they will feel sorry for a single mother. That's why a lot of them take that stroller, that baby stroller, in the car seat inside Walgreens, CVS, Walmart, Target, etc., 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 the grocery store. I must be telling the truth and shaming the devil. But guess what? I'm going to keep on shaming the devil and speaking the truth. Help me, God. And block their fingers from messing with that button. Amen. So, yeah, a lot of let me get back on that subject, because that must be what's really, really bothering somebody when I start talking about how y'all steal a lot of the stores and place it inside the baby diaper. Let me really press down on that part right there. So let me go back and press down on that part right there. So let me go back and say it again, since that bothered somebody. Let me say it slow, okay? A lot of these people, especially these females, they have a bad, bad, bad habit of stealing and being roguish. And they use the baby as a prop in a pawn, and artfully conceal a lot of stolen merchandise by placing stolen goods inside of the baby's shirt, behind the baby's back, inside the baby's diaper, under the baby blanket, all kind of places, inside the baby carriage, inside the baby stroller, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And they didn't just start it. They've been doing this a long, long, long time, allegedly. And we've seen so many videos where this happens and they get caught red-handed, and they never gonna tell the truth. They don't like to be held accountable. And they always lie, lie, lie. And oftentimes, they cry, cry, cry under conviction. And then lately, I've been watching a lot of these videos online where the police catch them and they hate to be caught. Oh, they can't stand to be caught. And a lot of them been getting away with stealing and lying for so long, they just fall out and throw a tantrum when they get caught by the police. And then they try to fight the police. You're not going to win when you fight the police. And lately, I've been seeing a whole lot of them, especially the ones that's real, real large and big and wide and got big backs, wide stomachs. They like to say now, I guess this is the new trend, to try to get compassion from the police and get a pass. They say, oh, I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. Oh, I'm pregnant. Don't throw me on my stomach. I'm pregnant. Ain't that a hot mess? And the police, they know they bullshit, and they just throw them on their stomach anyway. And I support the police when they do that. Why not kill two birds, two criminals with one push? Why not? Why not get rid of that future criminal? Yes. Okay. So, it's so exhausting watching them. It's so exhausting. And it's like a rinse and repeat cycle. I never seen so many roguish, deceptive, manipulative heathens in my life. And this generation right here has made it abundantly clear that these queens, that's all they reproduce. Oh, and it's just horrible. And most of them are in the age group of 25 to 35, like I told you, which indicates that a lot of these queens was very, very busy having all this sex 25, 35 years ago. And now the seed of this satanic activity has grown up and got real big, and they've been feeding them with all this EBT benefits and housing them with this Section 8. And they done get so big, it's like growing a monster. Don't y'all remember them little toys we used to have? They looked like little gremlins. And then there was yay big and yay wide. And I think they used to sell them at Walmart or somewhere like that. And they had water in them. And they had like a little monster, a little troll or something like that. And then you could put, I don't know, some kind of food you could feed them every day. And they get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And I was so nervous of that thing because I thought it was going to grow up to be a real demon. And it just didn't look right. But it kind of reminds me of what we're dealing with right now. And some people have been saying with the COVID vaccine, a lot of these people that have had the COVID vaccine, this is a dangerous situation because allegedly under a certain time frame they have some type of scientific tools, if you will, that's going to create half human, half machine. Now, I know that's too deep. I know we're going too far because a lot of y'all mental capacity cannot fathom that. Okay, but do your research and read about it. I know a lot of y'all are limited with your reading, but do the best you can. Do the best you can and try to find some videos on it because I don't want it to be said that Carmen Kaboom said nothing. Okay? But behind the scenes, I do a lot of reading. I do a lot of listening. I got real good listening skills. Thank God. I always have. And I know how to read between the lines and draw my own conclusions and interpretations. And we are headed for disaster. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So I just pray to God every day to keep me protected by His mercy and grace. His mercies are new every morning, and I just thank God for keeping me thus far and in the future. Yes, because eyes have not seen, ears have not heard. Woo. But anyway, yeah, I see a lot of these young girls. For so long, we all have been watching these young girls dressing up and acting way older than what they are. And a lot of y'all done just gave it a pass because Satan got you arrested under the Don't Judge campaign. And I saw a lot of y'all folding under that campaign and growing under submission of Satan because that wasn't nothing but the devil. Don't judge. And if you notice, you don't hear nobody saying that nowadays. The heathens have gotten silent when it comes to saying don't judge. Can't nobody judge me but God. You don't hear them say that no more. Because why? They done got what they wanted. They done lock y'all lips down. They done lock your keyboard and arrested your keyboard. Keystrokes. And they got y'all scared and intimidated to judge. And if you are a child of God, you're going against the righteousness of God. Because there's several scriptures in the Bible that gives us believers and children of God permission to judge. And I believe, as a child of God, God requires us to judge and judge righteously. Thank you, God. I am so grateful that I never let Satan and his demons intimidate me and manipulate me into not judging. And ain't that funny how they told us, don't judge, don't judge. But they were the main ones that were judging and kept on judging and still judging. But they don't want to be judged. Yeah. Yeah. That's the trick of the devil. That's the trick of the devil. They didn't want us to judge them, but they steadily been judging us and still judging. But they don't want to be judged. But God is judging and going to judge. And they can't get around the judgment of God. And if they can't stand this little bit of judgment down here, they have seen nothing yet. Why they focus and consuming all this materialism and getting their teeth done, running over to all these other countries with a po-tail self. I know a po nigga when I see them. And I'm so sick and tired of seeing these dusty, poverty-stricken, scamming, stealing, lying niggas running and jumping on these planes with them ashy ankles going over to Turkey. I seen one on Facebook today. Went over there and got them teeth done. What good do it do you to get some new teeth when you get that same demon spirit that's bankrupt? That's bankrupt, I say. What good is it to go get some new teeth and you stand over there in the projects? That don't even go together. That don't look right. That don't even make sense. I seen a nigga today in front of me when I went outside. And I've been telling y'all about how I can't stand seeing these dusty, poor niggas driving these Mercedes Benz. And every one of them, every one of these hood rats, I say, in Memphis, they got a Mercedes Benz. I can't stand to see a garbage ass nigga driving Mercedes Benz. They make that brand look so bad. They started off with the Infinity. And I see that the Fin boys done died out. I guess most of them got killed or went to prison. So then, after the Fin boys, we had, who was it next? The ones that was stealing the Hondas. What did they call them? They was stealing them Hondas all over the country. I forgot what they called themselves. But it was a name they had going on for them. I can't think of it. And now, they done start driving. Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Excuse me. It wasn't Honda. It was Kia. The Kia boys. Y'all remember that? Oh, they was stealing the Kias left to right. They was stealing the Kia so bad that the top people at the Kia dealership, the Kia organization had to put a special kill switch on the car. They had to recall it. They had to recall the kills and remanufacture the ignition switch. That's how bad it had got. That's how bad it had got. It had become an epidemic, a pandemic, unofficially. So now, I guess the Kia boys, most of them done got killed or went to prison. And now they can't steal the kills like they was at the degree that they was stealing the kills. Now the Kia boys have been phased out. Now, I guess it's the Mercedes-Benz boys. And they got that car looking so bad. I see so many cars, Mercedes-Benz, that's dented all up, balled all up like an aluminum can. And they make that car look so bad. They used to be a esteemed brand for people that really represented wealth and hard work and business class people. And you didn't hardly see no black people driving a Mercedes-Benz. Now that's a common car like a Toyota or a Ford. Ooh, I just can't stand to see that car now. And I seen one earlier when I went outside today. And baby, the back of that car looked like the back. Damn. The back of that car looked like the back of a Freddy Krueger movie or something like that. Man, the back of the car, the back of that car, it didn't have no bumper, and it had been through some things. And you know they say you don't have to look like what you're going through. Baby, that car was looking like what it had been going through. That car needed what did it need, Karmic Bone? It needed a friend. It needed somebody to advocate for it. It needed a PPP loan. It needed to go to the body shop. And I watched that car drive past every business but the repair shop. And I was like, why won't it go by the repair shop? It was passing all the repair shops. And that's the main place it needed to go. And if you notice, all the hood rats, they got so many places to go. They so busy every day. They can't even get no sleep. Because there's so many places they got to go to steal, kill, and destroy. Rinse and repeat every day. Satan got them on a tight schedule. And he got them so busy. Woo! They can't even get no sleep. They can't even get no sleep, I say. And I just wouldn't serve a fake God like that. I just wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't let a fake God do me like that. Just had you going to and fro in the earth, seeking whom you may devour like a roaring lion. All of that right there. It's just pathetic. But they signing up for it, the heathens. The heathens. That's who's signing up for that. And the end is destruction. And the other day, I was at the gas station over in the hood, trying my best to hurry up because I knew that the heathens was up to no good. And they always got them stores thinking, pick a store, pick a side of the city, pick a day of the week. And they just said, F the shower, F the bathtub. They might as well use the bathtub as a storage unit because they hardly ever go in there. They have wrapped up the shower and the soap and just said, forget the shower and the soap. They don't even take no bath no more. They don't take no showers no more. They don't put on no cologne. They don't put on no body wash. They was at least using the body spray as a substitute for a shower. But they don't get so lazy and low down. They don't even do that no more. When was the last time you smelled some body spray or some body wash or any kind of soap and water on a hood rat? When was the last time, I say? Take as much time as you need. Baby, the only thing you going to smell nowadays on a hood rat, all you got to do is let them just pass by, and that air that come out behind them, it's going to tell you everything you need to know. What do you smell on them, Karmic Bone? Ass, marijuana. You damn sure gonna smell that marijuana. If you don't smell nothing else, you gonna smell that marijuana. Marijuana and ass. That's the new scent of the heathens, the hood rats. That's the signature scent of a hood rat. Marijuana and ass. Everywhere they go, they gonna leave that scent behind. Everywhere I go, I say. And speaking of scents, baby, I know. Let me say this before we got to get on our subject, Karmic Bone. You keep on getting sidetracked. I know. But stay with me. We're going somewhere with this. Ever since I first came to Memphis, it don't even seem like it's been that long, and I can't believe I stayed here that long, but I'm trying my best to trust God to help me get out of here and never, ever, ever look back. We're working on it. Yes, we got a plan in motion to get out of here. And I pray to God that I get out of here alive and well and expeditiously. Woo! And with plenty of money in my pocket and bank account. Thank you, God. But ever since I've been in Memphis, let me tell you, I have noticed one thing that stands out from the rest. What is that, Karma Kaboom? I'm glad you asked. I noticed not all, but a whole lot of these people in Memphis, they're very, very demonic. And they'll never admit that they're demons. You got to figure that out by yourself, by discernment. And one thing I have noticed about these people, aside from the fact that they're very, very demonic, not all, but a whole lot of them carry a very bad stench. And it's sort of like in the same category of a dead body. I've never smelled a dead body. I don't want to smell a dead body, but I've always heard that it's a smell that you'll never forget. And I heard that it's a very loud, stinking smell. And I noticed a lot of these people in Memphis, they got that rotten, stinking smell. It's not a lot of them, but when I smell it, it's very, very distinctive. And I remember some years ago when I was working with this elderly woman, and we had a common thing going on. We had identified a lot of wicked people that we was working with and their characteristic. And one day that woman told me something that I have carried ever since, and I'll never forget. And she told me, and she was a very, very intelligent woman in the spirit realm. And she told me that a lot of these witches and warlocks, witch is mostly designated for a female. And we got young witches, we got middle-aged witches, we got elderly witches, and a lot of people be sleeping on the children that's witches. And they can't help it. They can't help that they witches. Some of them might be born witches. Some of them might be groomed by somebody in their family to be a witch. Mostly their mama. And that's why you got to be careful. Very, very careful about letting people rub on your stomach when you're pregnant. And speak over your stomach when you're pregnant. Kissing all on your baby bump when you're pregnant. Kissing on your baby when you have a baby. Feeding your baby, giving your baby bottles. And some women even let other women give them milk out of their own breast because they can't pump and produce milk. I see that's another business. I seen a woman on social media recently. She got a whole refrigerator dedicated to pumping her own milk and selling it all over the world to women that can't produce milk for their baby. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. I'm telling you, this thing is wicked. And it's real, real deep. You gotta be careful who you let babysit your baby. You gotta be careful where your children go to school and what they teach your children and what kind of books they give your children to read and all this stuff. You gotta be careful who your children ride the bus with and who the bus driver is and what kind of bus it is and what they've been cleaning the bus with. Oh, it's a lot going on out here. And Satan is so crafty and so dedicated and so low down, and he got so many ways to indoctrinate The children. That's why they focus so hard on the children. They focus so hard on the children. And that's another video for another day. But this internet is another tool for indoctrination. It's training up a lot of witches. It's training up a lot. This is a training ground, I say. This is a training ground, I say. And that's why I'm gradually backing up off of this internet. And I hear so many people saying that they getting off the internet. A lot of people can't stand the internet, never have been on social media. I did not used to understand those people, but now, seeing what I have seen, knowing what I know now, I understand. And if I knew then, 11 years ago, that I've been on this internet, what I know now, I would have never created a YouTube channel, a Facebook page, a TikTok, none of that. Instagram. I would have never got on this thing. Had I known that this is a breeding ground for Satan and his demons. Oh, this thing is wicked. This is wicked, I say. Whew. But you know, the earth is Satan's domain. When God kicked Satan out of heaven, the fallen angels came with him. And they've been reproducing with the humans down here. And that's why we got the young Miamis, the sexy reds, the Cardi B's, the Beyonce's, the Kim Kardashian, all of that right there. Those are offspring of the fallen angels. Oh my God, it's deep, it's deep, it's deep, it's wicked, I say. So we got the witches that's mostly female, and then we got the warlocks. A lot of y'all may not be familiar with that term, warlock. Those are mostly male witches. But a witch is a witch is a witch. Some of them have higher hierarchy. I guess that's the name, the term of it. They got higher rank than others. And it's very organized. And let me tell you something. Back to what I was saying. The woman that I used to work with, she told me something very, very important that has stayed with me and will always stay with me. She told me that a lot of these witches and warlocks, they got a certain scent. And she said, if you smell it, you will never forget about it. And she's right. And we were talking about how this certain supervisor that I had, she was a big, nasty witch. Oh my God. I mean, she was a very big, nasty, wide witch. And she was so messy. And see, one thing about them witches, they never can be still. They gotta do this, they gotta do that. They always stirring up some mess and running their mouth and trying to recruit one person to go against another. They very dedicated to that. And that woman had a scent. And it's not like it's stinking like sewage or a skunk. But they always moving and spraying that scent like a skunk. And me and the elderly woman, we came to the conclusion that she was a witch. Everything about her character was witch, witch, witch. And since I've been on social media lately, particularly on TikTok, I have found out that it's a big, gigantic community of witches out here, male and female. And I used to wonder why we got so many gossiping men out here that's creating all these social media platforms. And they got so much to say. And they got so much going on. They warlocks. That's why. And they are recruiting other warlocks. And they're not going to stop at just the men. They are recruiting females too. And the number one thing that they use to really saturate this realm with that satanic energy is that sex. Oh, they can do a lot with that sex. And it's just a multi-tiered thing. When all of that sex energy come into play, it's so many things that can branch out from that. And they don't mind helping each other get jobs because they can go and infect like a cancer, like a disease, like a virus, other people at them jobs. So they don't mind giving them jobs, giving them promotions on the job. And matter of fact, that's a plus if they can make them a supervisor. That's why we got so many of them now since the COVID pandemic. Notice how there's been a surge of these 20, 25-year-olds that ain't even got no qualifications, ain't been to nobody class, ain't had no kind of training. Now they all at McDonald's, managers, supervisors, at the warehouse, leads, all that right there. They all over the country cosplay as a supervisor, a director. Oh, they going to the top. Directors, program coordinators, managers, all that right there. They got to put them on the top so they'll have more influence throughout and at the bottom. You see. Oh, I see the play. I see the play. I see the play. And it's very, very, and I have seen the manifestation of it, and I have seen the ramifications of it. And they are destroying a lot of these companies from the inside out, while at the same time we got another big old rich demon, Elon Musk, coming. He come with his $1 trillion self. And see, the more money they get, that's why they focus on money. They dedicated to the money because they can use the money as a weapon of mass destruction and have a lot of people in a chokehold because they know how so many people worship money and make money their god. And they so thirsty, a lot of them, for money. That's why a lot of these music companies, they go to the hood and get the people at the bottom that's so desperate for $1, and they know they'll crash out and do anything, the most despicable things for $1. And they don't want to go back to where they came from, so they got to keep on worshiping these idols and doing all these disgusting things for maintaining that dollar. And I just thank God that I have never been trained to worship money. And I'm not going to do anything for $1. I'm glad to have some money. It helps me. But I'm not just going to sell myself out and prostitute myself and let people prostitute me for $1. All money is not good money. And it's been so many people right here on YouTube that have been under the impression that I'm so homeless and I'm so desperate. I'm doing so bad because they sit around and listen to every word that come out of my mouth and watch me catch the bus and talk about how I'm so homeless and I'm so this and I'm so that. And so they think they can just do me any kind of way and I'll just do whatever they want me to do for a fucking $1. And now Now they done said, well, I'm gonna keep my cash out. I ain't gonna keep my cash out and watch what happened to you. The same God that's been blessing me before you started sending me a cash app is the same God that's blessing me now that you done stopped and withdrew your cash app. Yeah, I appreciate your cash app, but I'm not gonna let you prostitute me. All money is not good money. I might have to wait sometime. I might have to miss a few meals. But I'm not going to let you prostitute me and think that I'm going to serve you and abandon God. That ain't going to never happen. So if you think that you can capture me with a cash app, you got another thing coming. It's not going to happen. I don't care how you romanticize your words and how you fake laugh at my whatever I say and my little jokes and make a little joke here and all that right there. And you think I'm so lonely and I need a little friend. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. I don't give a fuck about them fake ass family members. You know damn well I ain't gonna give a fuck about a fake subscriber on the motherfucking internet. Fuck all of y'all. That's my mindset. Forgive me, Lord, for cussing. Okay. That's what I'm gonna stand on. Yeah. Yeah. I'm dedicated to God. I'm not dedicated to no cash out. Okay. All money is not good money. Period. But it's some people that worship money and they worship cash apps. They worship a fake friend. They can't do without fake love. That's people that don't know themselves. And you can tell a person that don't know themselves and not comfortable with themselves because they always wrapped up and entangled with a whole lot of people. Always got to be live on social media all day long. Every time you turn around, they going live. Going live. Share, share, share. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Hey, Shanika. Hey, they got to go down the list. Hey, it's they can't even talk about their topic. They gotta everybody they see in the chat. Hey, David. Hey, Chris. Hey, Christina. Hey, Nyla. Hey, ooh, 30 minutes of that right there. 30 minutes. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah. So the woman that I used to work with at a job, she told me that a lot of these witches and warlocks, they have a certain stench that's really distinctive and set apart. And if you smell it, you'll never forget it. And since that woman told me that, I have oftentimes, it's not all the time. Now, it's a difference between somebody that's funky and ain't had a bath and they got ass smell and that wicked scent that that woman talking about. It's a difference. And one thing about a witch, it doesn't matter. A witch and a warlock, it doesn't matter how many baths they take. It don't matter how hot the water is. It don't matter if they get in a tub of boiling water. It don't matter how much body spray they put on. It don't matter how much cologne they put on. It don't matter how much deodorant, what brand of deodorant. It doesn't matter what kind of clothes they wear, what kind of detergent they wash their clothes in. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, I say. They cannot mask that distinctive odor that they carry. It's within, it's down deep inside of them. And it's real, real, real strong. They can't hide it. And I have smelled it often. It's not all the time I smell it, but I have smelled it. And when I smell it, I don't have to say nothing. I don't have to identify that person. I don't have to notify them and let them know that I smell it. I smell it and I just keep it to myself and move accordingly. Okay? And the job that I'm working right now, there's a man that has that odor. I have identified him as a warlock. And I noticed something else about them warlocks and witches. Most of them warlocks and witches, they usually have either a high profile job, like a supervisor, a manager, a director, or they might own a company or something like that, a program director or something like that. A lot of times they'll have a high profile job, but not all the time. Not all the time. But a lot of times, most of the time they do. Or they might be retired. And they'll drive a luxury vehicle. They'll live in a nice neighborhood. They're not going to stay in the hood. You very rarely going to find a witch or a warlock unless it's a bottom tier. You know, the kind that they'll use them, just a little kick-off demon. That's what I call them, a little kick-off demon. They'll use them. But most of the ones that really put in work, they really be up there as a manager, a director, owner, operator, stuff like that. And they call the shots amongst the other demons at the bottom. And a lot of times they might be a principal at a school. They might be a coach on a football team, basketball team, something like that. It's a lot of them be on at that school. They love to work at that fucking school or be on a school board or some kind of board. I noticed that about them too. They got a lot of pull on the board. They love to be on some kind of board. Yeah. And this man at this job I just recently started, I have designated him, I have identified him as a warlock. And he trying his best to kill me with that odor. I mean, every time I turn around, there he go in my fucking face. And that smell is so fucking strong. I don't even have to see that man to know that he's been around. He just came through the room because he leaves his scent in the room like a skunk. And he just be spraying that smell. And see that smell, they know how important that smell is. They don't even have to do nothing to you in order to lock you in the spirit realm and get you, I call it drunk. They get you intoxicated. If you don't go voluntarily and sign up to come along with them and be under their submission, I know this sounds crazy, but I'm serious. I'm serious as a heart attack. I'm serious as a heart attack. Because I done studied them nasty motherfuckers. I done studied them. I done studied them, I say. And a lot of times when you ignore them, it frustrates them, but they don't give up. Now, I got to give it to them. They very, very persistent. I ain't never seen such determination and persistence. And they are very patient. If you don't talk to them, because they try to talk to you and bring you cookies and cupcakes and candy to the job, or they might knock on your door at your house and bring it to you, a pan of lasagna. They know that's their number one tool to get that spirit inside of you and change your composition and get you intoxicated. And it's almost like putting a date drug in your drink. They know if you voluntarily eat that food or that snack or drink that drink, whatever it is, that's a good way to get that satanic whatever it is inside of you and saturate it all over your body. And it's easy for them to manipulate you then. It's easy to take you down. After they get you drunk in the spirit and out of your mind and under their control. So if you avoid talking to them, because that's another way, because the eyes are the window to the soul, That's why I have to wear these sunglasses, because there's so many demons on this internet. It's so many demons on this internet. It's that's another video for another day. But that's why I wear these sunglasses, because a window to the soul is the eyes. And they can do a lot of things with your eyes. That window, I say. Oh my God, you can't let just anybody look in your window. You got to keep your window covered. Yeah. That energy can transfer. Baby, that's a video for another day. It's so many things that the demons can do when they look inside your window. Yes. And that's the first thing that a thief does most of the time when they're getting ready to break in your house and do terrible things to you, or a rapist, or a killer. They look in your window. They looking in your window. That's the first thing they do most of the time. So if they can't get you to conversate with them, because a lot of them pretend like they so interested in you. Oh, how you doing today? Oh, something wrong with you? They love to ask you, what's wrong? See, words have power. Words have energy. Words transfer. That energy transfers. And I can't stand when a demon asks me, what's wrong? You ain't smiling. See, they manipulate. If they say, you're not smiling, you don't feel good. See, they really trying to manipulate and cast sickness and disease and illness on you. And then if you're a diamond, you sit there and conversate with them and open your portal, open yourself up to them. Oh no, I ain't feeling too good. You coming into agreement with that demon. There it is. Next thing you know, you on your back. You on your sick bed. You may not recover. You got to be careful when you are communicating with a demon. You got to be careful. And this particular demon, warlock on my job, at first he wasn't even really talking to me. And then a lot of times you got to watch him. And I'm very, very, very serious about this. How you start, you gotta really pay attention to how you start with people. If they not talking to you and they acting like they don't see you, and they won't open their mouth and speak to you when you first meet them, first impressions are lasting impressions. If you don't talk to me at first, you gotta watch that person 2 or 3 weeks or 2 or 3 months later. All of a sudden, they so talkative with you. Hey, how you doing? How your mama doing? How your children doing? Will you have a good weekend this weekend? What you gonna do tomorrow? When you going on vacation? When you gonna take a break? All that right there. Oh, you got a new car? Oh, really? What kind of car? They so talkative. And then, you want some coffee? I'm going to go make some coffee. You sure you don't want no coffee? Oh, I brought some muffins. Here goes some muffins. You don't want no muffin? You say, nah, I don't want no muffin. I'm diabetic. I can't eat no lot of sweets. You sure? It ain't that much sugar in there. You sure you don't want no muffin? Well, I'm just going to put this muffin on your desk, and you change your mind. You got it right there on your desk. And every day they keep on bringing you fucking muffins and cookies and cakes and shit. Donuts and all this right here. Juices and drinks. Everything free. Free, free, free. You ain't got to pay for nothing. Lunch, they already done bought it for you. They already done bought it for you. Or they gonna ask you, oh, I'm buying lunch. You wanna order something? Oh, you don't have to pay. Don't worry about it. I got it. They want to get that food inside of you. They want to get them drinks and them juices inside of you and that coffee. And that spirit is attached to them cookies, them cakes, and them donuts, the coffee, all of that. They need you to put that inside of your mouth and swallow and get it all saturated in there. They need you to do that. And they're not going to stop pressuring you. Every day they're going to offer you something to eat. Every day they're going to offer you something to drink. Every time they see you. And even if you try to go the safe route and go to the water fountain, they already done beat you to the water fountain. And notice how they stay at that water fountain. They rub on that water fountain. They making rituals. They saying silent prayers while they drinking that water. They already got it. They already got it locked down. The water fountain. Ain't no place in the building safe. They got the doorknobs. They don't rub. Ain't no telling what they don't rub off on the doorknob. They can't be still. They always going back and forth and back. I'm describing that man at my job. And now all of a sudden, he wasn't talking to me. He used to act like he didn't see me. Now all of a sudden, he can't stop talking to me. He got so much to say. And I know that man don't like me. And I can't stand when people come in my face with an agenda and try to play me like I'm not intelligent and I don't know what's going on. I got my guards up and I'm not going to let them down. And they try to proposition me. Ooh. And that's another thing. That's another video I got to make. This other man at my job, he's so low down and wicked, and I have designated him as a warlock too. And he always in my face pretending like he liked me and telling me about other people's business. In other words, he's a chatty patty. I can't stand a chatty patty man. Always gossiping and running his fucking mouth. Two-faced motherfucker. Forgive me, Lord, for cussing. And trying to set me up and trying to set somebody else up and pretending like he ain't no setup artist. And then about 2 weeks ago, he left a $10 bill and I posted it. I posted the picture and the backstory on my YouTube community page about 2 weeks ago. And I need to do a video to follow up and talk about that because it's very, very important. And I have experienced that before. And it's going to take more than $5 or $10 to get me tricked out of my job. And see, I don't know, maybe this is a thing that they've been doing. And then you got to watch these people that say, oh, I've been on this job 25 years. I've been on this job 13 years. And they probably been a low down somebody the whole 13, the whole 25. You don't impress me when you say, I've been on this job 22 years. That's a red flag when you've been on that job that long. And you a low down somebody. And you always full of shit. I know you probably done got a lot of people fired. And you've been doing a lot of ass kissing. You know the ins and the outs and the ups and the downs. And you got to watch them people that's been on these jobs a long time. And they always in the supervisor face. They always got the manager or the director on speed dial. And they always make a point to tell you, oh, I talked to Miss such and such yesterday, and I talked to Mr. such and such yesterday, and oh, don't worry about Mr. such and such. They cool with me. I got your back. Oh, when a nigga tell me that they got my back, I know that's a nigga that can't be trusted, especially when they low down and they got a proven track record. They done showed me that they are demonic. They done showed me that they're trying to trick me out of my spot and set me up. And look. I mean, give me some kind of credit. We got all these cameras. You know, they got cameras on my job. Like, I feel like I'm working at a prison. I feel like I'm working at Walmart. They got all these cameras everywhere. And then he think I'm gonna be stupid enough to take the $10 and put it in my pocket or put it in my purse. Really? Times are hard, but I'm not gonna crash out and trick myself out of a job and let some nigga trick me out of my spot on a job for 10 fucking dollars. Really? And nowadays, what the hell $10 gonna get me? What can I get for $10? Huh? A lot of these sandwiches at most of these restaurants cost more than $10. I might be able to get one soda or one jug of juice for $10. I might. I can't even get a full tank of gas for $10. I can't even get my medication for $10. I can't think of nothing I can get for $10. I can't even get a wig for $10. I can't even get no detergent for $10. I can't even pay $10 on my light bill or my rent or my car. I can't do much with $10. And when I seen that $10, it was just like I was looking at a $1 bill. And I knew it was a setup. I knew it was. I knew it was. And guess what I did? Guess what I did? I left it I took it out of that chair and put it right there on the desk and made a note and told the director this $10 was left in the chair. Yes. And then the nigga that left it in the chair, he been looking at me strange ever since. Like he's so embarrassed that I really showed him up like that. He can't believe that I didn't steal the $10. I didn't take the bait. Wow. But you know, that's what most rats would do. But I'm not a rat. And he treated me like a rat. And I was so insulted. At least put $100 bill in the motherfucker, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Even $100. I'm not gonna crash out and you know let me be tricked out of my spot for $100. Maybe if he put 500 $1 bills in the chair or 10 $100 bills in the chair, I might have taken it. I might. But I'm so glad, even though I'm struggling, and a lot of people, they would never tell you that they're struggling, but a lot of people are struggling right now. I'm not alone. But even if I wasn't struggling financially, I'm not going to take what's not mine. And I thank God that I was raised not to steal. And some people might say, oh, that's a blessing. I didn't steal the money. I found it. You know that's not yours. It's not in the garbage can. You didn't find it. It wasn't on the side of the road. Okay? So, a lot of times, I said all of that to say this. A lot of times, as children of God, we're going to be tested. And I know. I have taken up so much time and talking about everything but the topic. And I'm going to go and get on the topic. But I had to go to the scenic route. Please, pardon me for going the scenic route. Okay, so let's get on our topic. Damn. And I can't stand long-winded people, and I have become a long-winded person. Wow. But anyway, yeah. Let me say one more thing, and then we're going to get on our topic, okay? I promise. Because I know a lot of y'all are itching and waiting for me to get on the topic. And y'all have come over here to listen to the mess about the woman shooting the man. And we're going to talk about the mess in just a minute, okay? So let me say this, and then I'm going to say that. Yeah, the other day, a few weeks ago, I saw some girls getting out of school, a whole bunch of children getting out of school. Right there, if you're familiar with Memphis, right there at Mendenhall and Winchester. It's a school over there in that corner. And a lot of those kids, they get out of school and they walk home. And a lot of them stand all around the gas station and go here and go there, which I think is very dangerous and very irresponsible of the parents as well as the school operators. And so many children, especially nowadays, they have access to so many things that they have no business having access to. It's enough that they have access to a lot of things that they shouldn't have access to on these cell phones, on the internet, online. And Satan is recruiting these children and leading them astray and influencing them in the wrong way. The music, the same thing. And a lot of parents are using these libraries as babysitting centers. And you don't know what's going on with these children at these libraries. And so many of these girls are meeting all these different kind of guys, grown men. Nowadays, they meeting women too. And I just seen a woman that just got locked down in Holly Springs, Mississippi, 30 minutes away from Memphis, for having inappropriate relationships with a underage child. It's happening every day. And I believe that a lot of these people get these jobs at these schools as coaches on these football teams so they can have closer access to these children, because a lot of them are having inappropriate thoughts, inappropriate interactions with these underage children. A lot of them are having contact with these underage children in these chat groups. They creating all these fake ass pages, fake ass emails, fake pictures. They probably got a picture that look like a little kid, and they're a grown ass 35, 45, 65-year-old man or woman. And a lot of these parents, they buy all these phones and computers and tablets and laptops and just give them to these children and walk away. And they don't supervise the online activities of their children. You are doing your child a disservice, because there's so many things that can go on with these children when they are not in your presence. It doesn't take long for a child to have an inappropriate conversation with a grown man or a grown woman. It doesn't take long for a child to go in the bathroom and suck some dick in the bathroom and come on back out and get on that computer or read a book at the library. It doesn't take long for a child or a little boy or a little girl to go outside in the parking lot and get in the car and get fucked in the ass and go on back in the library. It doesn't take long, I say. And when I was younger, I've told this story so many times, and I guess it's worth reiterating. When I was 15, I was having sex with so many grown men. And back then, nobody blinked an eye. So many people, grown people, knew that I was fucking grown men. And they didn't say nothing. A lot of them accommodated me. And a lot of my friends was doing the same thing. One of my friends was fucking one of the coaches at the school. She was also the babysitter of his twin boys. His wife was a teacher at the school also. Another grown man lived right down the street from the junior high school. So many of my friends was skipping school and going down there, fucking at that house and coming back to school like nothing ever happened. Yeah. And I was trying to wait my turn, but I was so busy fucking other grown men and one of the bus drivers. And I never did get around to spinning the block on that man down the street at the junior high school. I meant to get my turn, but I never did get my turn because I was so busy fucking other grown men. And then running away from home and going to Job Corps. I never did spin the block. And by the time I thought about spinning the block, he done got this other girl locked down and pregnant. And then she done moved into the house. So hell, I had to go somewhere else and deal with another man. Yeah. And now, when I see him on Facebook, I'm like, I don't even want him now. Because, some men that started off looking good when they were younger, by the time they get through getting ran through, and let's not act like men can't get ran through like women can get ran through. Listen, listen. Men can get ran through too, like women. And I feel like I did get ran through, but thank God I didn't get run over. Baby, some of these women look ran through. See, you don't have to look like what you're going through. And I thank God that I don't look like what I went through. Because I went through a lot of men. I lost count of the body count. And I got a lot of bodies. But I ain't got as many bodies as some of these females and men. Thank God. I tried my best to be conscious of my body count while they was accumulating. Because I didn't want too many bodies. I always didn't want too many bodies. But some people don't care how many bodies they stack up and how they get ran through. Ow! And yeah. You got to preserve your body. You got to preserve your body. Ain't nothing worse than getting ran through. And then you look so run down. And before you even get middle age. And some of these young girls, teenagers, underage girls, they look so ran through. And they are. They are. They already ran through. And they ain't number 12 and 13 years old. Damn. Damn. Got more experience than they mama. And got more bodies than they mama. Wow. And see, let's talk about it. How did they learn all this stuff, Carmen? Because they mammy was they starter kid. They ran through starter kid. They were listening when they supposed to go to bed. Their mama told them, go to bed. When they getting a man to come on through. They got to run, take them children, take a bath, go to bed. And they be like, Mom, I ain't sleeping. She don't care. She don't care because she gotta get some dick. She gotta suck some dick. She wants you to go to bed because she got a man coming through. And sometimes he can't stay long and he gotta come early because he already got another woman at home. He might be married. He might have a woman already living with him, whatever the case may be. So he ain't got much time. Okay? So she needs you to go to bed. So the children are not asleep. They hear you in the next room sucking dick, your headboard making all that noise, bang, 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 upside the wall. And you over there sucking dick. They hear all that. They hear all that. They hear that. Everybody know what that sound means, don't it? Don't it? We all know what that sound means. And so many children have grown up as that soundtrack to their childhood. So many children, I say, have had to hear everybody know what that sound means. Everybody know what that means. Ass smacking. Mama getting dick down legs throw behind her legs, all that right there, and listening at her sucking dick. I just thank God I don't have that as my childhood soundtrack. I just thank God. Thank you, God. I never heard my mama. I never heard that. I never heard that, I say. I never heard my mother sucking dick. I just thank God. I just thank God I never heard that. I never saw one man after another coming through my house, eating a cereal on top of the refrigerator. The wham whams and the ding dongs and all that right there. I never seen a man sitting in front of the the TV playing the PlayStation with his boxers on and his white beetle. I never seen that, I say. But a lot of children, that is their story. That is their story, I say. And you mamas that call yourself a queen, y'all ought to be ashamed of y'allself. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You have taught your sons and your daughters how to suck dick, how to throw their legs behind their head and get bang, bang, bang to the wall, and to have that raggedy headboard banging, 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 making all that noise up against the wall. God is gonna hold y'all accountable because you have created whores. And you have turned these girls and these boys out. You are complicit. You have given them these electronics, these devices of Satan, and they have made some nasty connections with all kinds of people near and far. And a lot of them been going here and going there while you at work. You don't even know. They've been way across town, in another city, and came back and got on the school bus like they ain't been nowhere but to school. And these little girls and little boys, they've been traveling, going so many places. And you at work, you think they at school. It's so many things that these little girls and little boys can do in the bathroom at the schoolhouse. Ask me how I know. And I remember I almost got turned out in the bathroom at the high school, or it might have been junior high. I remember them girls, there was a bunch of them in the bathroom. And we used to go in there and throw that wet tissue up on the ceiling. That was a stupid activity. And see, you get under the influence of your peers early. And they can influence you to do so many things. And I remember, I don't know, somebody might have snitched on me. I don't know how the principal, Mr. Terry, he was a great big old wide white bald headed in the middle of the top of his head principal. Baby, he came in that bathroom one day, and out of everybody in the bathroom that was throwing wet tissue up on the ceiling, he done picked me out the bunch to punish, to start with first. And he said something that brought tears to my eyes. He said, I got to go call your mama. Oh, my God. Baby. It was at that moment I knew I had fucked up. Okay? It was at that moment. And I begged that man, please don't call my mama. Please, I'd do anything. I'd do anything. Please don't call her. And I don't know if he ever called her. I can't even remember what happened. But I do remember that part. And listen. He didn't never have to worry about me throwing wet tissue balls up on the ceiling no more after that day. I was done with that. But before that happened, let me tell you what else happened. I remember being in that bathroom, and one girl, you know, it's always a leader. It's always a leader in the group. It's always that one girl that can fight, and you kind of intimidated by her, and she can make you do things you don't want to do. And she was telling us all this stuff, and I remember, I don't know if it was her or somebody else, but some kind of way we ended up in a circle in the bathroom, little bitty girls. Little bitty girls, I say. And somebody was saying, I'm going to show mine. Y'all need to show yours. Baby, I couldn't figure it out because I was kind of green. I was slow as fuck. You know, when I was younger, still is. When it comes to satanic shit, a lot of satanic stuff, I'm kind of slow. And I'm trying to figure out, I'm so green, I'm trying to figure out what is y'all talking about. And then I seen one of the girls, because I wasn't really paying attention at first, and she kept saying, I done showed mine. I need y'all to show yours. And I figured out, and I looked around, baby, I'm looking at pussies. I'm looking at little bitty pussies. And I'm like, I know y'all lying. What the hell? How did I get here? How did we get in this? Baby, I had to find a way to get out of that bathroom. I don't know what happened next, but I knew I wasn't going to show my pussy. I knew I wasn't going to do it. And we had so many meetings in that bathroom. So many. And I remember this one girl, her name was Lee. And she was like a tom girl. And plus, her family was Jehovah's Witness. And she used to wear them ugly ass skirts all the time. Them tennis shoes and them thick ass socks. And baby, she could fight. Oh, she could fight. And I didn't want no smoke with Lee. And every time I found myself standing next to her in that fucking bathroom, I don't know if she had her eye on me or what, but I don't know how we got on this subject. And she had some big titties for her age. I think she was like 12 at the time. And I remember her saying to us, we was in a little group, another group in the bathroom, and she said, y'all want y'all titties like mine? And we were like, yeah. She said, you want me to tell you how to get some big titties? And we were like, yeah, tell us. And she said, you got to rub an alcohol on your titties. And they'll grow just like mine. And I wanted some big titties. Because my mom had big titties. And I was waiting so long for my titties to grow. And mine was just pathetic. And baby, I went home that day. And I went in that medicine cabinet in the bathroom at my house. And I started rubbing the shit out of my titties with that rubbing alcohol. And the next thing you know, it didn't take no time. The titties started to grow like flowers. Baby, I think I put too much on there because now they too fucking big. They too fucking big. They too fucking big, I say. And they heavy as fuck. It's a lot of work to wash them. I feel like I want to take them through the car wash. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, I say. And then you got to buy all these expensive bras. Yeah. But anyway, let's get to our subject because I could talk about all of that all night. Okay. And we already have taken so much time talking about all this other stuff. So let's get on our subject. Child, I thought we weren't going to be here for a long time, but a good time. But we're here for both, apparently. So yeah, the question has been asked, if they release R. Kelly today, would we go to his concert tomorrow? And I said, every time they ask that question on social media, I say yes. Yes. I have never crucified R. Kelly. I love R. Kelly then. I love R. Kelly now. And I'm always going to love R. Kelly. And I'm not ashamed. I'm not apologizing for that. And I don't care about the bullshit. because R. Kelly couldn't do what he did unless he had cooperation from them fast ass girls. And their mama and daddy is complicit in the bullshit. And if you're not gonna crucify the mama and the daddy and the underage slut, take your mouth and your crucifixion off of R. Kelly and unleash him out of them prison walls and bars. Okay, we need to free R. Kelly and put some of these other folks in there. Okay, he been in there long enough. Music has been trash ever since he been in there, and I think he has paid his dues. He didn't do shit but stick his dick in some holes. Okay? And it's not like these underage girls is not looking like grown women. And a lot of them are presenting themselves like grown women. These grown men are not checking ID when they get ready to stick their dick in these underage girls' mouth and between their legs. Okay? They not checking ID. So if you present yourself as a firefighter and you really a nurse, who fault is it if I think you're a firefighter and I call you to come put out this fire? Huh? And then I find out you just bake cookies or you just a CNA, but you done presented yourself like you're a firefighter. It's a lot of misrepresentation out here. And a lot of these underage girls, they look like they grown women. Look at Blue Ivy. And y'all give Jay-Z and Beyonce and Tina, the grandmama, a pass for grooming their 13-year-old daughter to look like she 45 and got about 5 kids at the house. Blue Ivy. Blue Ivy is 13. She should not look like she's 45, and her birthday might be tomorrow. Northwest, Kanye and Kim daughter, same thing. It's a shame right now. Right now, Northwest is probably somewhere on her back, and a grown man is probably standing over her, dicking her down right now. And her mammy and her grandmammy and all her aunties on her mammy side, they are complicit, and they probably grooming her and encouraging her to get some dick at 12, 13 years old. That might be a requirement in their family. That might be an expectation, considering how all of her aunties and her mammy started fucking and sucking dick when they was about her same age. Okay? It's a shame. And see, North being a celebrity kid, Blue Ivy being a celebrity kid, they have fans, they have a fan base, they have influence. So a lot of these other underage kids, they gonna be influenced to do what they doing. And they got their own little chat groups all over social media. Social media got an influence on them. All of this sex is being forced and pushed on them. And it's just sickening how this sex demon is running roughshod all over the earth. It's got so many people in a chokehold. All they think about is sex, 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 sex. When can you get enough of sex? Damn. I have been hot in the ass, but I ain't never been this hot like a lot of y'all. Y'all just too hot for me. Damn. And now they got these, well, back in the day they had Viagra and Cialis and all this tea and all this other stuff where it could boost your sex drive. And now they got these peptides. I heard it's really sending y'all dingling through the roof, and your pussies is just on fire more than it's ever been. I really think this is something unnatural, and it's gonna get y'all in a lot of trouble. Satan is leading your dingling to hell. Okay, Your dingling is going to hell, I say. And I just don't want my genitalia to be that hot all the time and you can't cool it down. This is unnatural. This is unnatural, I say. And it's going to, let me tell you what's getting ready to happen. Y'all are taking all these drugs and all these supplements and peptides and injections and getting your dinglings all pushed up and your sex drive all pushed up. It ain't gonna do nothing but have y'all in the hospital and at these clinics and full of STDs and 1, 2, 3s. It's gonna push uh the STDs up in the AIDS category more than what it's already. And these pregnancies and abortions, they gonna go through the roof more than they already have. And I think it's a shame it's so many children, dead babies in the back of y'all throats, sucking all this dick. And you get all these dead babies. It's a cemetery in the back of y'all throat. Don't y'all feel bad for that? You got a haunted house in your stomach. You got a haunted house, I say, in the back of your throats. You got a haunted house at these Planned Parenthood centers. Don't y'all feel bad for killing your babies? You ought to feel bad. But anyway, let's talk about the topic. Shall we? I know y'all ready to talk about the topic. I took so long. This is not like me to take this long to get to the topic. But here we are. We are getting ready to talk about the topic. Are y'all ready to talk about the topic? All right, let's talk about the topic. So we have a 36-year-old woman that's done crashed out. I thought this was her only daughter, but I think she has more than one daughter. I don't know if she has a son, but Kendra Scott is her name. And she recently shot and killed a 20-year-old Rodarius Morton in the Walker Homes. That's a bad, real hood rat infested part of Memphis, Walker Homes. And okay, the story goes that she was at work. And see, a lot of these mamas with these young girls, they working overnight. And that's a bad thing. I know you got to work, but you should have thought about that before you open your legs. Okay? You should have thought about that before you start chasing dick and fucking raw. Okay? And some of these women that maybe they was married and their husband left them, or their husband went to prison, or maybe their husband got killed. But most of the time, they don't never have no husband. They getting pumped and dumped and left on the side of the bed. Okay, so the welfare system becomes their surrogate dad of the children. And they're not set up to be quality parents that can properly supervise these children. So the children just grow up like wild weeds and wild flowers and do the best they can. And a lot of times they got to babysit themselves. The TV is babysitting them. The library is babysitting them. The mall is babysitting them. The hood is babysitting them. And we know how that usually turns out, right? Especially when the hood is babysitting them. So, a lot of times when the mama is at work and she's working overnight, that lends itself to a lot of these girls, especially taking advantage of an empty house, an unsupervised house. And I remember when I was younger, there you go again, Karmika Boom, veering away from the subject. I'm going to try not to stay too long away from the subject. I'm going to come right back. But let me say this. I remember when I was a little bitty girl, about 5, 6, 7 years old, I was the youngest of several siblings, and mostly girls. And my older siblings almost always had some guys coming through the back door while my mama was going through the front door going to work. And I used to hear my older sisters having sex and kissing and sucking and all this right here. And I was supposed to be asleep. But you know, a lot of times, closed eyes are not sleep. Okay? And a lot of children, they get up out the bed to go pee and investigate them sounds, what they hear. And I was always one of those type of kids. Okay? And I seen a lot of things I shouldn't have been seeing. I heard a lot of things I should not have been hearing at a young age. And I got a lot of sex education at a young age. And then when I started being promiscuous at a young age, they tried to demonize me. Really? But y'all was my teachers. Y'all taught me a lot of things that I knew about sex from watching y'all. Older sister, older brother, yeah. But they don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about everything but that. But anyway, so I said that to say this. That's probably what happened with this 13-year-old girl that we're getting ready to talk about. She probably learned a lot about sex from watching her mammy. And from looking at the picture of her mammy, she's striking me as that type that was probably doing a lot of inappropriate things sexually in front of her children. And always got to have a man in her mouth and in between her legs and in her bed. It's a lot of queens like that, right? They always got to have a man and get all this internet and Wi-Fi and giving these phones to their children for their birthday and for Christmas and leaving their phone open and letting their children look all at their phone and social media and all that right there. And a lot of stuff, you don't even have to subscribe to Playboy, and I don't even think a lot of Playboy and Hustler, all of them explicit platforms is even operational now. They don't ring them out of business. Instagram and Facebook, you can see all that porn right there on Facebook, right there on Instagram, right there on TikTok, or go to the library. Okay, go to the Walmart, go to the gas station. You can see all kind of sexual activities going on in the public domain. Nowadays, you got all these strippers walking around with their ass and titties out. Look at Brianna LaTruth, the content creator. Y'all remember LaTruth, Robert Hampton, his ex-wife Brianna. I think it's a shame how Brianna is walking around her children half naked and lying, saying, "Oh, the brands paying me to dress like this." Ain't no brands paying her, because she'll never mention the brands. That's her want to dress half naked and walk around with her titties and ass hanging out. It's a damn shame. She's a whole mother of 6 children. And who babysitting the children while she outside in the streets half naked, portraying herself as a stripper, a porn star, trying to find some more dick? Damn, ain't she done had enough? You got 6 children and no husband. Almost all the children got a different daddy, 3 different daddies, and she trying to campaign for another dingaling and another victim who she gonna lie on, and it's not gonna last. And see, that's the common denominator that a lot of these females, these so-called queens, got in common. They can get a man, but they can't keep a man. Okay, they don't have what it takes. They're not quality women, and that's what separates the women from the whores, the queens from the things. Okay, A real woman can keep a man. Not that that's the goal, but damn. Especially at 30 something years old and you got 6 children, you should be trying to settle down, man. And she trying to act like a little teenage child that's done ran away from home. And she got a teenage daughter that's looking at her for guidance and direction, and she trying to lead her the wrong way. Wow. Wow. I feel sorry for a lot of these children. These underage girls and boys nowadays, they get trash as mothers. Okay, trash. So what can a trash mother teach a child? Nothing but to be a trash dumpster, just like them. That's all they can teach them, how to suck dick and fuck and get a baby at an early age that don't know their daddy. Rinse and repeat. But anyway, um, this mother, Kendra Scott, I think she's 36 years old. She can't, well, this is how it started. She had told her daughter, allegedly had told her daughter, if she ever caught a guy in the house, she was going to put a hole in his ass. So she made good on that threat recently. So the story goes that she was at work and she, I guess, you know how some of these people have they ring camera associated with their phone on the app. So if the ring camera, they security system notice any kind of movement outside of their house or whatnot, you know, a lot of them have the alarm system attached to the window or whatever. So when the system notice some movement, they will notify you through the app. So apparently she got the notification and she saw on her phone that it was a person that she didn't know, a man in her house. In her house. So I guess she told her supervisor or her manager, I gotta go home. It's something going on at my house. So she went home from work prepared to bust a cap in his ass. And that's exactly what she did. So when she got in the house, allegedly, he was hiding. He's 20 years old. He was 20 years old. He's down at the morgue now taking a nap and ain't gonna get up no more. So, ain't that a bad way to go? Getting some ass. And maybe he didn't even get the ass. Maybe he was in the process of getting the ass. Maybe he just touched the ass. Maybe he had already got the ass. Maybe she had sucked his penis. And then it gonna get killed. Was it worth it? No, I'm pretty sure it's not. And if he could do it all over again, I'm pretty sure he would not climb them statutory rape legs in that window or come through that door. I'm pretty sure. And then the girl, no offense, she don't even look like nothing. Have y'all seen the picture? The video, somebody don't find, you know, these internet detectives, they gonna find you within 24 hours. Because they so messy and so nosy. So anyway, some people have found the underage girl, 13-year-old girl, social media, in name. And the videos and pictures have been circulating all over the internet. And she don't even look like nothing, in my opinion. Okay? And if I was a man, number one, I would not be interested. Of course, she didn't tell him maybe that she was 13. She probably told him that she was 31. And she could easily identify as a 31-year-old based on what I seen. And on one of the videos, she licking her lip, licking out her tongue. You know, like a lot of them do. They love to let you know that they suck dick and lick on pussy and all that right there by sticking their tongue out nasty tail self. And ain't no telling how long they had been engaging each other. I don't know if that was their first time, but something tells me that's not the first time that man, been over there at that house. If that bed and those walls could talk, they would tell the tale. That needs to be told. Yes, I got a feeling a whole lot of grown men been over at that house with that little 13-year-old girl. Yeah, the way she was looking at that tongue, she very experienced sexually. She done had a lot of men and little boys over at that house in that bed, I suspect. But anyway, yeah, her hot girl summer got interrupted, but that ain't gonna stop her because she probably gonna be down at the where's she going? To the not the group home. Where they put them at? Where do the police take them when they not run away, but when they have to be separated from their parents? Not the adoption center. Where do they take them to? It's someplace they take them where the people take care of them while the court trying to decide on what to do with them. What is the name of the situation where they go? The children. Whatever it is, that's where she going, and she gonna be running away. I'm pretty sure she gonna be running away. It's gonna be a hard situation dealing with her. And I'm pretty sure she probably don't have no remorse about getting that man killed and having her mama sent off to jail. And according to one of the posts from somebody on social media, they said they was in jail with the woman and she was just running her mouth. And they probably gonna have to be the witness in the courthouse when they go to court about it. And she put her foot in her mouth. She needs to just sit down in jail and be quiet. But anyway, she got into her mind that she gonna use self-defense as a defense. You can't use self-defense when the man had came out of the house allegedly, and he was probably talking shit, and she said he had pushed her and they got in a tussle. Well, he already outside, and she shot him in the back of the head, and he down on the porch dead. So how can you say self-defense? How can you claim self-defense when you shoot somebody in the back of the head? They already out of your house. And like a lot of people said, if she gonna use self-defense as a defense, she should have been shooting him when he was under the bed. Then she could say, and see, dead men can't talk and tell no tales. Okay, if she gonna say self-defense, she should have said that, what she should have did. What she should have did was shoot him up under the bed. Therefore, she can say, well, I came home and I didn't know who this man was. And I was scared for my daughter. And I'm trying to defend my daughter, myself, and my house. I don't know who this man was. And she could have told her daughter, don't you say nothing. Even if you know this man, don't you say that you know him. Act like you don't know who this is. Then she could have got away with it and used self-defense and deadly force. And deadly force, a lot of these people must not know about the deadly force law that went into full effect July 1st, a few days ago, in Tennessee. Whereas it gives you, the homeowner or the owner of the vehicle or the business, the right to shoot the shit out of these people when they trespass onto your property. You don't have to wait till they come inside no more. If they on your property, you can shoot the shit out of them. So maybe, depending on what she say in her police report, maybe she might get away with it under the new deadly force law, because he wasn't supposed to be in the house or nowhere on her property if she don't know him and she didn't invite him. So, of course, he was committing statutory rape. He's 20 years old with a 13-year-old. And some people say, oh, how does a 20-year-old man be attracted to a 13-year-old? Easy. Because she's looking older than 13. And she's behaving like she's a grown woman. Okay? And ain't no telling what kind of text messages they've been sexting between each other and saying all this stuff to each other, and all this meeting up they've been doing, and all this stuff and rubbing on each other, and all this right here. Okay? So a lot of these men, even if they know that this is a 13-year-old girl or a 13-year-old boy, What the hell does that matter when they go? It's the stick they dick in them, huh? A hole is a hole is a hole. When you are occupied by a sex demon and you ready to do some fucking, you don't care. More than likely, okay. So I don't know if he knew she was 13. I don't know if she lied and said she was older than 13. But I got a feeling that wasn't their first time having engagement with each other. I got a feeling that man, 20-old man, had been over to that house more times before and probably had been having sex with her way before that day right there. Okay. And I'm pretty sure the police is gonna confiscate the teenage girl's phone and gonna go through them text messages and find out. They probably got a long history, her and that 20-old. Plus, they probably gonna find some other grown men in her phone. Some dinglings. I bet she got a whole bunch of dinglings on the phone. Yes. And she probably been sending pictures of her pussy too. Oh, I wouldn't want to be that a police investigator to see all of that right there. I bet her phone is nasty. And she probably got memberships to these grown uh dating sites, chat groups, and all that right there. Yeah, I bet she got some nasty stuff in her phone. And the mama too. But yeah. This is a situation that I would not want to be in. And it makes me so glad that I do not have any physical children. You know, I had a miscarriage, and I do count that child. And that child will be 26 years old now. And I would probably be a strict mama. So I wouldn't have to worry about a situation like this. I would be a real strict mama. And my child probably be done ran away from home because I'd be so strict on him. But nevertheless, I wouldn't have to worry about nothing like this. Because while I'm at work, hopefully I wouldn't even be working because I have a good husband that provides and protects. And I could stay at home and be a mother full time and raise my children the right way and supervise and watch out for everything going on in the house and make sure that they ain't doing nothing they ain't supposed to do on these phones and on these computers and at school and at the library, on the playground, at the mall and all that right there. And I wouldn't let them go and have no sleepovers, and I wouldn't let no other children come over there and sleep over and all that right there. Uh-uh. Yes. And I damn sure wouldn't let them have no cell phone, no computer, no laptop, no tablet, none of that. And we run a strict program, real strict. Yes, but yeah, this just makes me really feel a sense of relief that I don't have any children out here because this is a turbulent time for children and parents, especially if you're gonna be a quality parent. This is a turbulent time right here that we're faced with in this society. We got demons all over the place, all in these neighborhoods, all over social media, all at these schoolhouses, all at these grocery stores, all at these malls, everywhere you go. And it's just terrible. Listen, listen at listen at the YNs out there. I can't stand them. And I'm trying my best to find another place to go. And I'm so tired of running from place to place, getting away from these garbage ass heathens. And they everywhere. And it's really finna come a time where you can't run away from them. It ain't gonna be nowhere to go. But I have decided I gotta go where it's mainly occupied by white people. I gotta go where it's real cold at. And I don't like cold. But I'm gonna have to sacrifice my comfort. I'm gonna have to sacrifice my comfort to get away from the YNs, to get away from the heathen trash. I'm going to have to go. I'm going to have to go where the white people are. I'm going to have to go. And that's what I'm going to have to do. So, yeah. Yeah. I surrender this place. I surrender. And baby, yesterday, let me tell you what happened yesterday. Then I'm going to close out this video. You know, I've been having to deal with these drugs. And from the outside, it's got great curb appeal. And it's semi-quiet on the outside at night. But let me tell you something. That is a trick of the devil. And I noticed two things. The common denominator with a lot of these apartment places. Apartments are not like they used to be. We are occupied by demons now. And they love apartments. You know, Satan, demons, they love to go places that's occupied with a lot of people. The more people, the more damage they can do. So they love where it's a lot of people. A lot of people. So I noticed that about 10 years ago that the things was changing with these apartment places. And you used to go to apartment places and they was run professionally and it was quiet and it, you know, a lot of decent luxury apartments. But let me tell you what's gonna happen with these luxury apartments. A lot of these luxury apartments are occupied by hood rats with these Section 8 vouchers. You don't see no more projects, and that's all over the country. And I think it happened at the same time. It is a organized effort by Satan to really saturate every inch of the earth with his people to do more damage. And oh my God, it's an agenda. It's a satanic agenda. And let me tell you, so you don't see any more projects. They got the hood rats all in these luxury apartments. They saturated in all these high-end hotels. You can't even go to the hotel in peace. You smell the marijuana at the hotels. They all over these luxury apartments, gated communities, suburbs, driving Mercedes Benz. Satan, in other words, Satan has upgraded his demons. He done accommodated the hell out of them satanic motherfuckers. Okay, so, and they make luxury look so bad. They don't know how to appreciate and value property, upgraded property. You would think they would be so appreciative to get out of the hood and out of the projects. You can take the hood rat out of the hood, but you can't take the hood out of the hood rat. Period. So anyway, yeah, everywhere I go, we're dealing with the marijuana. And they're trying to force it down my throat, force it down my nose. They're trying to recruit me to be a drug head, a junkie, just like them. And I resist. I keep on resisting. I keep on complaining. I keep on reporting them. And now we at a place where law enforcement don't give a fuck about the drugs, the drug trafficker, the drug user. None of that shit. Okay? And you can go all over this city and never see, rarely see, the police patrolling the streets. And I've been wondering about this. What's going on? And they keep lying and saying, oh, we got the task force. We got the task force. We got the National Guard. I think they playing in our face. So I found out. I've been hearing a lot about these flock cameras, data centers. And I keep on asking, what is the data in the data centers? I got my answer today. So I heard a white man, you know, white people, you can say what you want to say about them, but they real smart. So I'm going to follow them even if they racist, because they got some brain and they can give me some information. Unlike these garbage ass niggas, they can't give you nothing but pure dust and hell. Okay? And drugs. And so I was listening to the white man, and he was saying how the flock cameras, they watching everybody, everything. They keeping up with your tag. They can see what you're doing inside your car. Blah, blah, blah. And I said, oh, that's why I don't see a lot of police on the street. They done replace the police with these flock cameras. So the flock cameras, who watching the flock cameras? Who is operating the flock cameras? Oh, the data center. So it makes sense. The data from the flock cameras is being transferred and going back and forth to the data centers. Okay. See, I'm kind of slow. I'm kind of green. But it takes me a while, but I catch up with stuff when I need to catch up with it. Thank you, God. So we being saturated with these flock cameras. We being saturated with these data centers. And a lot of these managers that manage these apartments, they are not qualified. They don't give a damn. And I don't know, maybe somebody done told them to stand down as it relates to a lot of this crime, because I noticed in this apartment complex, these hood rats just running wild all over this motherfucker right here. And it's apparent, I suspect, that it's a lot of drug trafficking. They probably trafficking guns. They probably trafficking all kind of shit. And nobody seems to be watching and looking and giving a damn but me. Wow. It's like everybody else got their head in the sand. So I've noticed something these past couple of years when I report these people using drugs. And everybody know what marijuana smell like, but these police, they don't want to do the work. Maybe they feel like it ain't worth the paperwork and having to process them and all this right here and go to court and testify and blah blah blah. And they probably know that the judge gonna let them out and be soft on crime. And they really declassifying marijuana nowadays and making it legal in a lot of instances. So they pretend while the legislators are deciding, do we legalize it in Tennessee or do we not? So in the meantime, a lot of these lower class law enforcement people like the police, like the sheriff, deputies, and all that right there, they using their own discretion behind the legislators' back to decide, nah, that ain't worth my time. I ain't even finna answer that call if Karma Kaboom calling me about some hood rats over there smoking dope or sitting around trafficking drugs over there in that little low budget apartment complex. That ain't even worth my time. So even if I come over there and answer that call when Karma Kaboom called about her neighbor smoking dope, we gonna come over there when we get ready and pretend like, oh, we got so many other calls to answer. That's not a high priority on our list. But when we come over there, we gonna pretend like we concerned about Karma Kaboom dealing with her neighbor smoking dope, but we gonna pretend like we don't smell it. There's something wrong with our nose. We got sinus problems. And it's just all in Karma Kaboom head. It's she imagining things, she hallucinating. Maybe she ain't had enough sleep. We can't smell it, man. We can't smell it. So they play that game right there. They don't smell it. Everybody know what dope smell like. And so yesterday, when I called them, that's what they did. They hit me with that right there. Oh, we can't smell it. You sure you smell it? Oh, I don't smell it. All that right there. That ain't nothing but the devil. And then the assistant manager was in here because I had called him over here about it too. And then he really didn't give a damn. He talking about everything else but the neighbor smoking dope. And then he gonna tell me, that's the second time they done said this. Oh, when I said it smelled like it coming through the vents. He said, oh, it can't be coming through the vents because your vent is blocked off. It ain't even associated with the other neighbor's vents. What the hell that's got to do with the marijuana coming through the damn flow, through the cracks of the wall and through the flow? You can't hide the marijuana smell. Okay, the marijuana smell is strong and it's coming through. It's like Hercules. It's not going to be suppressed and stay in one room. Okay? But because we have a diabolical society that's in a chokehold by Satan, and so many people are being recruited by the devil and surrendering to the strongholds of Satan. We have less and less people who are really out here represent righteousness and standing on business as it relates to the law. So they are letting a lot of these people, the heathen community, do whatever they want to do and smoke dope in peace. And they gonna label people like me as the problem. They gonna set me up. They gonna try to do me something. Okay? But I just thank God that I'm a child of God, and I'm gonna stay on the right side of the law, and just move around accordingly every chance I get, because this thing is really done got bad, and we are in the last days as it relates to the end times. And we, the children of God, we got to stay on God's side no matter how much pressure that Satan and his people apply. I don't care how much pressure they apply. I don't care how hard they come against me. I am committed to be on God's side. And I have watched so many people in my former family, my church members, my community members, my classmates, my this and my that, co-workers, just be recruited by Satan and doing all kind of demonic things that they didn't used to do. And I don't care how many people see the Bible, it classified this as the great falling away. We got a great falling away going on right here. It's a lot of people that used to be in God. They are falling away. Don't fail. They don't fail away. And they are going to be destroyed and have been destroyed by Satan through the drugs, through sex, through disease, heart attack, car crashes, going places they ain't supposed to be going no way. Ain't getting no sleep because Satan keeping them up looking on that internet, in these group chats, sending dick pics and pussy pics. All this satanic stuff is on a path to destruction. Now, that doesn't mean that the children of God are not going to suffer. That doesn't mean that the children of God are not going to die. That doesn't mean that the children of God are not going to be admitted into the hospital and have to lay on a sick bed or a death bed. But I'm telling you, it's going to be worse for the children of darkness that worship Satan. Okay, there's a chance for grace and mercy for the children of God. But the children of darkness that worship Satan, you doomed. You doomed. Okay? And ain't no coming back from that. When you over there dancing with the devil, okay, and you have just submitted yourself to Satan, ain't no coming back from it. So no matter how hard it gets, I am determined to be committed to Christ. I don't care how hard it gets. And it's gonna come a time where a lot of terms and conditions are gonna be determined by you compromising your faith and your beliefs, your principles and your values. A lot of these jobs you might have to have sex with the boss in order to stay employed. Yeah. Your supervisor, your manager might call you to the back, and he may want you to sit on your desk and undress and spread your legs. Or sit on his lap. All that right there. And you have to be prepared for what's to come. It may come a time where your children may not be able to go to school in peace. The teacher, the classmates, the bus driver, the cafeteria workers might be putting their hands all inside your children's clothes. They may not be able to go to school in peace. or to the library or to the park. We are headed for some rough times, people. And it was written in the Bible. The last days that we used to hear about are here. We are here. We are in the belly of the beast. And so many people are okay with it. So many people are going along with it. And they are assimilating. They are being recruited, already been recruited. They are accommodating Satan and his terms and conditions, and they classify it as fun to participate in all this sin and see all this sin occupying their space all around them. And, they don't get used to all of this disturbance and destruction and demonic energy. They don't get used to it. Racing up and down the street, people cutting you off, and just being low down. You can't even go up and down the street to go to your doctor office and to the grocery store and go to your job in peace, because the heathens are going to and fro in the earth like a roaring lion all day and all night. And then the other day when I called the manager about that YN that he done put over here as my neighbor with that loud ass garbage ass car that he probably done stole. I've been complaining for 4 months. If I was a white woman, I would not have had to complain about it past one day. They would have got rid of that boy. They would have got rid of him. But because I'm a black woman, they feel like, well, these are your people. You ought to be okay with it. Y'all ought to be able to be okay with each other, because all of y'all black. Okay, all of y'all the same. I'm not the fucking same. And niggas and black people are not the same. And see, it's probably the same with African people. A lot of white and Asian and Indian and Mexican folks, they probably think when they see an African, that's a black person. They probably think all of us are the same, even though we ain't nothing alike. And the Africans probably get offended, just like I get offended when people think I'm just like a nigga. And I want to sit next to a nigga in a restaurant. And I remember some months ago, I got up and left out of Cracker Barrel. The only thing you got to do in a restaurant is sit some niggas next to me. And I'm out of there. I'm gone. I don't care how good the food is. I don't care if my food is almost gonna come to my table. I don't care if the food is already on my table. If you sit a nigga or some niggas next to me at my table, I'm getting up and leave. I'm not gonna waste no time. I'm getting out of there. And I'm never coming back. Okay? And I was so mad. I was so mad. Out of every table and chair. And there was a lot of empty tables and chairs in that place. It was early in the morning. They had just opened the door. They could have sat them niggas. There were two of them. Two black dudes. Niggas. And I can't stand niggas. I can't stand them. I can't stand them, I say. And they could have sat them anywhere. And they came and sat them right next to me. And I immediately got up and left. And I ain't looked back. I ain't looked back since. And I have gotten to the place where I don't have no more tolerance for them. I don't have no more tolerance. And now Satan done set these niggas over here by me with that loud ass car. And the other day, last Monday, I called the manager, who I think is not qualified to be a fucking manager. That's a fucking joke. He's not no real manager. Okay? He's not no real cosplay. That's what it's giving, cosplay. Okay? And that's everywhere you go nowadays. A lot of these people are in cosplay. They're not real managers and supervisors. They in cosplay. And I was on the phone. Okay, he go back and forth, flip flop. First, he said, "Well, call me when you hear him out there with that loud motor and drag racing, and it sound like he drag racing. Call me." Just bullshit. Okay. Then the other day when I called him and had the phone where he could hear, I'm standing at the door where he can hear. The YN had that loud ass car wide open. All of that right there. And he gonna tell me, well, ain't nothing I can do about it. Ain't nothing I can do about it. He just cranking up the car. Well, hell, that's ain't that disturbing? Ain't that against the lease agreement? That's a violation of the lease agreement. You're not supposed to be disturbing. That's something that he can help. He can prevent that. He intentionally modified the muffler. That's not the muffler that came with the car from the manufacturer. He went somewhere and had it put on there. And that's the most stupidest thing that I have ever seen. Why do you want to drive a loud ass car? Especially when you are YN and you always somewhere stealing and sneaking around and dodging the law enforcement. How you gonna be sneaky with a loud ass car, first of all? But see, this generation is stupid as hell. They so fucking stupid and retarded. And they love crashing out. And I was looking at this video earlier and I put it on my Karma Kaboom Facebook page. Two brothers in Covington, Tennessee, which is not very far from Memphis, they committed a crime. I think they committed murder recently. And they was in the courthouse and the judge was telling them all these years that they was going to get. At 20-something years old, I think they got 100 years. And this generation right here, they love to see the wear them orange jumpsuits. They love to crash out and go sit down for the rest of their garbage ass life in prison. What in the hell is inside that prison that they love so much? Damn, I'll never know. I'll never know. I'll never know. But this generation right here, they love the graveyard and prison. And I think they ought to just change out those hoodies, because you know that's their uniform nowadays. They wear them hot ass hoodies year round. Hot as it is outside, it's 1,000 degrees. They got on a fucking hoodie. They dumb ass. Retarded. Something wrong with them. They are touched. They are touched, I say, by Satan. But they need to take them hoodies off and just wear orange jumpsuits and just be prepared for the inevitable. Okay, as a baby, start giving them a orange jumpsuit. Don't even put the onesie on them. Don't even put the onesie. No, give them a jumpsuit as a baby, and just let them wear the jumpsuit, the orange jumpsuit. Since they love it so much, they love orange jumpsuits. Yeah, the girls and the boys, and they are committed to being roguish and murderous. So that's what y'all need to start doing from birth. When y'all had a baby reveal parties, give the mammy a orange jumpsuit, orange diapers, orange baby bottles. They love orange. But anyway, this 20-year-old Rodarius Morton, and we haven't seen his parents. I don't know who his parents are, but seem like the news reporters, they would be able to identify and locate his parents. Or maybe they already tried and they don't want to answer the door and answer no questions. But yeah, this is a mess that we've seen before. And we're probably going to be seeing again and again. And these YNs, y'all need to get y'all garbage ass somewhere and sit down. We got this new law, like I mentioned earlier, that's in full effect. The deadly force law. And the homeowners and these owners of these vehicles, they got the legal right to blow your ass off. Blow your block off and get away with it by law. So if I was one of y'all YNs, I would get my garbage ass and sit down somewhere before you get your ass blowed off. And you know your mem don't have no life insurance policies on your stupid ass. Y'all scamming everything else, but you won't scam and get no life insurance policies. But I tell you what, why don't y'all give me y'all social security numbers and I'll enroll y'all so I can benefit, because that's just too much money going in the ground. That's just too much money going in the ground, I say. All these YNs getting their ass blowed off. That's at least what 250,000 plus ass that's going in the ground. And I need that money. I'm out here struggling. And I see that as a benefit. Okay. Y'all gonna get killed anyway. So why not give me y'all social security number and I'll enroll y'all in some life insurance policies, and I wouldn't mind getting that alert that Junebug done got his ass blowed off and he going down to the morgue and ain't gonna never get back up no more. And I just called a life insurance company and let them know and give Junebug's social security number and my policy number and just sit back and wait a few more weeks or days to cash in on Junebug. That sounds real good, don't it? So if you got a Junebug or a Pookie or a Ray Ray or a Shanika or Keisha, and you know they living reckless, you know they gonna get their ass blowed off real soon, and they not gonna grow old or be middle aged, please do me a favor and send me their social security number, karmakaboom@gmail.com, and we will take it from there. Yeah, we'll take it from there. And I'll pay on that policy every month faithfully. It ain't gonna be long for Junebug get his ass blowed off, so I ain't gonna have to pay on it long. And I would appreciate that. And his life, Junebug life, garbage ass life, will not be lived in vain. And I think that's community service that Junebug and Ray Ray and Phuket is doing. Is, helping somebody like me after all the evil they done did. I think God may show them some grace and mercy in the end by letting me have their social security number and I put them in some life insurance policies and cash in and benefit that way. Yeah, I think that is a great way to redeem themselves and possibly compensate for the wrong that they've done while they was here. Yeah, but I think I'll probably shoot for between 250, 500, maybe $1 million. And if I do $1 million, all I need is at least, hell, one. One will do me good. But if I do five, wow, at $1 million apiece, I'd probably be able to live real good off of that. So I think what I'm gonna do is start driving around and looking for a Pookie, a Ray Ray, a Junebug, a Keisha, or Shanika. I always can find one at the gas station. If they don't do nothing else, Pookie, Ray Ray, and Junebug gonna hang out at a gas station. They gonna find a gas station with a hoodie and a pair of slides and them socks on. That's their uniform right there. Yeah, they gonna be at the gas station. I know what they at. I know what they at. Yeah. And I'm gonna slide and pull up on them and ask them real nice. Excuse me, Pookie, Ray Ray, Junebug. I'm just gonna cut to the chase. I ain't got, a long conversation for them because it's real dangerous over there anyway. So I'm gonna ask, can I please have your social security number, please? And just be cut and dry. What else is it to say? And all they got to do is answer yes or no. Okay? And I'm going to be in and out. In and out. Yeah. Yeah, I think I want about 5 at least. 5. And I'll enroll them in some good, fat life insurance policies. Because they garbage ass man ain't got none on. They're going to be on Facebook big and when they get their ass blowed off and putting up a GoFundMe. Speaking of GoFundMe, what y'all think about that girl? I need to do a video about that, and I know it's gonna stress some hood rats out, but that ain't gonna be the first time. But what y'all think about that girl in Florida? They so terrible in Florida. Oh, it's so many terrible hood rats in Florida. Every time I turn around, stop turning around, Karma Kaboom. It's so many terrible hood rats. They always doing something terrible in Florida, ain't they? They real bad in Florida. I used to think Florida's such a nice place. And they got all them alligators down there. Why the alligators ain't eating them motherfuckers up? Them terrible motherfuckers. Forgive me, Lord, for cussing. But anyway, what y'all think about that girl that just got killed with her cousin, and she was talking so reckless about people that's poor and calling them haters, and how she got so much better than them, and ooh, she got her ass humble like a motherfucker, didn't she? And then so many people laughing at her because she got killed, and all in the comment section laughing and all of that right there, and flexing on the internet, and then got killed while riding in a Lamborghini truck. Probably scammed to get it. But anyway, now her family members and friends done set up a GoFundMe. Why they can't sell that Lamborghini truck? It was probably leased, or they scammed or used somebody's credit card fraud or whatever. But anyway, don't that look bad to be flexing on the internet like you living a rich life, and then the next minute you're dead and ain't got no money to get buried? You got to lay down at the morgue extra days until your family members and friends can gather up some GoFundMe money to bury you. Wow. Wow. That don't even look good. That don't even go together. Wow. But we notice a trend of this. All these fake ass rich folks, niggas, getting killed, and then their family members got to put up a GoFundMe. Wow. To bury they fake rich ass. Wow. Child, I'm so glad that I don't pretend to be rich. And I just been authentic ever since I've been on the internet. But I know that's the new thing. I know it's not, you know, it's not considered keeping it real to be real. That's rare. Real people. That's rare on the internet. Most of these content creators be pretending like they so rich and they so happy and they living their best life and all of this right here. Baby, I don't want to be fake on the internet. What you see is what you get. Right here and off the internet, I'm the same authentic person. And that's rare that you meet somebody like me. Yeah. But yeah, this 20-year-old done got herself killed by using this dingaling in the wrong way. The dingaling done got him in trouble. And he won't be climbing into somebody else's window, hiding up under somebody else's bed, and walking them sinful legs through anybody else's door. And now that's the end of that. So the lesson that can be learned and taken away from this scenario is to go sit your ass down somewhere. I preach this so often. Go somewhere. Let this be a reminder to go somewhere and sit down. Touch your neighbor and say, sit down somewhere and stay down. Okay. I mean, gas is high. Food is high. Rent is high. Mortgage is high. Every fucking thing is high, including Kris Jenner's boyfriend's booty. Okay. Why is everybody... I know why. I know why. Why the people can't go somewhere and sit down? Because they being led by sin. Ugh. And speaking of Kris Jenner, did y'all hear that yesterday? I think it was the day before yesterday. Her mama died at 91. Yeah, Kim Kardashian's grandma on her mama's side just died. Are y'all going to the funeral? Y'all gonna go to the repast? Y'all gonna take some chicken, a banana pudding? Yeah, she died. I don't know what the cause of death was. And then we had another death. Child in the celebrity realm. What's his name? The one that played the black policeman on Sanford and Son. I had just seen him. He had just did an interview. And I was just so in awe. And they was talking about how him and the one that played his partner, the white guy, he's the only surviving member of the show now. The one that played the white police officer. They too was going on a Sanford and Son reunion tour. And I was thinking in my head, how can those two be the only two that's left and go on a Sanford and Son tour? At their age, what are they gonna be talking about? But he still had his right mind, and I was so impressed with that. And he was wrinkled and his hair is white, but he still looked good. But I could tell his vitality was low. He was sitting in a chair and he had like a jogger suit on. And I was thinking like, wow, I can't believe he's gotten this old. And I know a lot of people got to get old, but wow, to see it, it's like, wow. And it happened so fast, it seemed like. It don't seem like 30 years. It's gone by so fast. But it was so good to see him. And just that quick, he died. Wow. Wow. But Mama always loved Sanford and Son. It never gets old, just like Good Times never gets old. And to see Thelma, the one that played Thelma, she still looks good, Bernadette. And she's looking good, but I can tell she's gotten older. And the one that played Michael, he's really gotten older. And the one that played JJ, wow, JJ just gonna be ugly all the time. I think he was born ugly. And now he done got fat, and he is fat and ugly. And he looks, some people don't look bad fat, but some people look way ridiculous as fat. And fat don't look good on JJ. And I think he's touring the country as a comedian, and I can't imagine him as a comedian. But nowadays anybody can be a comedian, just like anybody can be a model, and they don't even fit the category. Okay, just like Saucy Santana, I seen him on TikTok earlier, right before I went live, and he was in an accident, and somebody had shot him. He had got shot in the arm, probably scamming, and he scammed the wrong person. And he was telling the first responders, I'm a celebrity. And he was crying, and they weren't even taking him seriously. How can you take him seriously? He looks like a clown, a buffoon. And he's over there, I'm a celebrity. And then he had on these little booty shorts and a gas station white beetle, looking a mess and crying and talking about, I'm a celebrity. I'm a celebrity. The people probably thought he was having a meltdown or crisis because he was crazy talking about he's a celebrity. And I'm like, the delusion, the delusion. Honey, just because you got a lot of followers on TikTok, it does not make you a celebrity. And he's telling them, I'm a celebrity. I'm a rapper. And I want to scream through the screen and ask him, have you heard your raps? That is not real rap. He's a buffoon. But anyway, yeah, that's just another example of how this generation is such a mess. Oh, this generation right here is cooked. Do you hear me? Cooked. But anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in to this live. I have really enjoyed talking with y'all. And yeah, this is a mess what's going on out here. Let me read some of y'all's comments. Hello, I done told you. Hello, Black Cat Girl 19. Is that 1888? Hello, lovely day. Okay, let's start at the top. Okay. I done told you, what is it, 59.99? The screen is the devil's window. Yeah, the screen. The eyes is the window to the soul. Don't let them kiss your babies either. I know that's right. Black Cat 1988. Don't eat food from people that hate you either. You got that right. You don't have to tell me that. You smelling it right now. You right. I seen it. Black Cat Girl said, did you know you're opening the portal by talking about the demon? We gonna get to the combo though. Me and my friends were doing the same thing. I was groomed. Yeah, a lot of kids get groomed early. Black Cat says it's what a lot of abused women had to do in order to feel secure, and they play into that sick fucking shit. Lovely Day says, good evening. Glad I caught the live. I want to go live. Let's go live. Oh, I felt that in my spirit. My theme song. I want to go live. Let's go live. I hadn't sung that in so long. Oh, I love it, lovely day. Thank you. I want to go live. I need to put some music to that, don't I? And make that my official themes music, my theme song, and get it copyrighted. I want to go live. Let's go live. Yes. And add somebody that can rap, say a little rap behind it. Yeah. And what's my other song I used to sing? Um, it's another song I used to sing. Um, what was the other song I used to sing? Uh, you watch me like the TV in HD. You say I talk about this. You say I talk about that or something. But you keep on watching me, watching me, watching me. Like the fucking TV in HD. Something like that. Yeah. Yeah. I need to patent my, not patent, but copyright my songs. I need to complete my songs and copyright them. Yeah. And put them on my videos, in front of my videos, my intro. Yeah. But let me tell y'all this before I end the live. Today I decided, after being aggravated by niggas, to really do something productive from my frustration. To make a long story short, I had been selling some stuff on Facebook Marketplace recently. I had put something on there for sale. Everybody knows how Facebook Marketplace goes. It's sort of like eBay. It's sort of like these other resale platforms. Okay, it's not like it's brand new stuff. It's resale. It's used stuff most of the time. And these niggas have really aggravated the F out of me these past few days. And they get on my nerves with all of this lowballing. Okay, they don't go to Walmart trying to lowball. They don't go to Macy's trying to lowball. They don't go to all these other department stores trying to lowball. Okay, but when they come to me, a black person, a black woman They try to lowball. And I hate to see them comment in my inbox. I really do. Because I know how they're going to do. And even though you put everything about the product in the description box, they still going to come with a retarded ass asking the fucking questions. And the answer is already in the description box. Is this available? And then when I say yes, most of them don't say nothing else. They don't never come back. Then they ask, what else they ask? What else they ask? Then they ask, one dude with his stupid ass, he gonna ask me, it was a pair of shoes. It was a pair of men's shoes. Where did you get the men's shoes, Carmen? We'll get to that another time, honey. But just know that there was men's shoes. Okay? And then one stupid ass dude gonna ask me, are they real? I didn't even say nothing. I didn't even respond. I don't have time for stupid on my thing. I don't have time for stupid. And then some other dude, he gonna ask, are they new? In the description box, it has used, gently used. They don't read. A lot of them cannot read. Okay? And then I think I got two of them that asked me, do you have a box? What difference does it make? If they in a box, if they in a bag, if they naked, what difference does it make? And see, that was new to me. Why would you ask if they in a box? Wow, what does it matter if they in a box? And then I had them up there for $100. A bunch of them was asking me. Now everybody know how much these shoes cost. Brand new. I looked online. Brand new. They like $500. It's a bunch of niggas that came in my inbox asking me if I would take $50 or $60. If I'm gonna sell the shoes for $50, they gonna turn around and try to sell them for $200 or $300 probably. But if I'm gonna sell the shoes for $50 or $60, I might as well give them away. I might as well take them down to the Goodwill. I might as well give them away to a homeless person. Damn. I can't stand when people do me like that. And what's the lowest you'll take? They asking me, what's the lowest you'll take? See, when you ask me that question, I know what you're doing. You're trying to get something for nothing. I'm not even going to fool with them. But anyway, I decided, oh my God. So listen, this big old fat wide garbage ass dude, he wasted my fucking time today. And I usually don't get out in the middle of the day. But I got out in the middle of the day and had to be subjected to all of these reckless, garbage ass drug junkies in the street, cutting me off in traffic and all that bullshit. And I decided to meet him at the police station. And that's one thing I know. If a lot of these people trying to rob you when you're selling something online, if you tell them to meet you at the police station, they not going to say nothing else. They're not coming nowhere near that police station. If they get warrants, if they done kill somebody and they ain't got caught yet, if they scamming, if they got a fake tag on their car, expired tag on their car, all that right there, they're not coming. If they want to carjack you or rob you for the product, they not coming to the police station. More than likely. You're not going to hear from them no more. If you tell them that you want to meet them at the police station, they not coming to the police station. So a lot of them, I ran into that. A lot of them, when it was time to ask me where we was going to meet, when I suggested we meet at the police station, I didn't hear from them no more. But this one dude, he wasted my fucking time. And I went through all this inconvenience to meet his big raggedy ass. And then when I got out the car to show him one of the shoes, he gonna say, "Oh, it's got some scuff marks on it." I want to say, "You big raggedy, stupid, retarded ass dude! All you got to do is take a fucking towel and wipe them off. It's not like they was scuffed up beyond recognition." And I'm like, "Wow." All he had to do was take a wet towel and wipe the motherfuckers off. So he didn't want them because they had a little scuff on them. And then I guess he was under the impression they were brand new at the store. I was so mad. And I didn't say nothing else. I just got in my car and left. And I blocked him on Facebook as soon as I got where I could be still and get on Facebook again. I can't believe he wasted my time. And then his big raggedy ass, he said he came way from Fraser. And if you familiar with Memphis, you know what Fraser is. It's very long. It's very far away. And I'm like, wow. I cannot believe that he didn't want the shoes because they had a little scuff. And all he had to do is take a damn towel and wipe them off. And somebody would say, well, Carm Kaboom, why you don't wipe them off? I don't want to wipe them off. Okay. I found the shoes. If you really want to know what's going on, I found the shoes. I guess somebody got evicted, or maybe they died, or went to jail, or got put out, and I found the shoes by the garbage can. And they brand new shoes. Well, not brand new, but they in good condition. And I said, well, I could make some money off these shoes. And I had no idea that so many people, number one, they want something for nothing. And then they want them to be in brand new condition still in the fucking box. What kind of people are these? I'm not familiar with this new generation. The people that I grew up with, we understood gently used. We understood when we getting a good deal. If somebody, whether they die, whether they finna go to the retirement home, a nursing home, or the hospital, and they feel like, well, I can't drive this car no more. And it might be a 1988 Oldsmobile in real good condition, but it's used. Got decent tires on it. The inside is pretty good. No sagging headliner. The floor mats is pretty good. The paint job is pretty good. It drive. It don't miss. It's not smoking. Got good brakes, good tires on it. And they might want to sell it for what, $1,000. It could be worth maybe $8,000. I know a good deal when I see it. And then I'm not gonna get on there and say, well, can you take $200 if they selling it for $1,000? I know how much that car is worth. Okay, I'm not gonna try to lowball people and try to get it for nothing. And I cannot stand when people do that. And then they try to act like with a pole dusty ass. They try to act like, oh, that ain't good enough. It's got some scuff marks on it. And these niggas are coming from nothing. And they try to act like they was born with new shit. Immaculate top tier shit. Oh, baby, they done get so spoiled. This new generation, they done get so spoiled. And they act like they've been living a fabulous luxury life ever since they were born. They act like they were born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Damn. All this scamming and stealing and Section 8 and welfare, it's done got them in a place of delusion. And they need to be humbled. Seriously. Real talk. Wow. Wow. They don't want to drive no hooped it, no put, no secondhand car. They want a car fresh off the lot. 2026, 2027. They they don't want to really stay in an apartment. They want to stay in a gated community, a great big old mansion. Don't even have a fucking job. Wow. Want to eat steaks and potatoes every day. They don't want to eat no noodles. They don't want to eat no noodles. Speaking of noodles, I I hadn't been eating no noodles, but I got these noodles the other day. I seen them at the gas station. And you know the wrap snacks they have the potato chips and I think they got the honey buns. And I see they got the noodles. I said, wow, I hadn't seen these in a while. And I tasted, I think the one with Soldier Boy, the rapper, he got lemon pepper chicken flavor noodles. Look at that YN. His buddy. His buddy done came. His buddy done came. Let's go check him out. His buddy done came with this fucking noise. His buddy done came. His buddy done came. Look at this garbage ass. Look at his garbage ass. Listen to all that noise. Listen to all that noise. All this loud ass noise. Yeah. Yeah. Can y'all see me? Can y'all hear me? I can't see the screen no more. Let me know if y'all can still hear me or see me. That's a good curb appeal. Lovely day. That's the outside of the building. But it don't look good and don't smell good on the inside. Uh-uh. That ain't nothing but paint. Lovely day. Paint. Paint and flowers. You can see me and you can hear me. I can't see nothing, lovely day. I don't know what's up. I don't know what's up with this. But I was letting y'all hear all that noise disturbance that I have to be subjected to from these hood rats, and I'm really sick of them. And the Mexican don't even live over here. He don't even live over here, but he gonna leave where he lives to come over and disturb other people. And I think that's just diabolical. You gonna leave yet the modified mufflers, and then when I call I have been calling my county commissioner. I've been calling the city council. I've been calling the sheriff department. I've been calling everybody to file a complaint. I've been calling code enforcement. And I've been getting so many conflicting conversations. And some people saying it ain't no noise ordinance. It is a fucking noise ordinance. But certain people don't want to enforce the ordinance. Yeah, the modified mufflers are illegal. The shit is loud and disturbing. It's a nuisance. And you know what? I'm going to try my best to really get some answers to this early next week. I want to file a complaint. I want to file a complaint. And they supposed to be getting a fucking ticket. And my thing is, if the police was really taking it seriously, they would come over here and they would sit here and monitor the situation and catch them. I shouldn't have to keep on calling them and complaining. And then by the time the police come, they gone. I don't understand it either, just J, okay? You said I don't understand the purpose of the modified mufflers. It's the most retarded and stupid and diabolical thing. Why do you want to ride around with that loud ass noise? The shit is stupid as hell. I wouldn't even feel right riding around with that noise. People who have them need to have their mind evaluated. They need to have someone with one back up to their window when they sleep. Thank you. Thank you. That's exactly what needs to happen. They shouldn't be able to sleep in peace. They need somebody to back up into their window while they sleep and let them hear what that fucking noise sound like. Exactly. I totally agree. I totally agree. That's exactly what they need to have happen. Shit. They need to be disturbed. Leaving your house to disturb somebody else. Yeah, somebody needs to come over there to where you live at and while you trying to go to sleep and disturb the fuck out of you. That's exactly what needs to happen. The fuck? No, lovely day. I don't know no police officer that live in the community. It is one that live over here, but I don't think he gives a fuck. Like a lot of them, I don't think they give a fuck. And then they enforce the noise ordinance like everything else at their discretion. And then a lot of them, I think they drive vehicles with them modified mufflers on them. Yeah. And then the YN, obviously, he comes from nothing, and this is the best he ever lived. And he wants to make this the headquarters for all of his garbage ass friends. And all his garbage ass friends, all of them drive them loud ass cars with them modified mufflers on them. Why don't he want to go and hang out at they fucking house? They always come over here. They want to make this the motherfucking headquarters with all that fucking noise. The devil is a lie. The devil is a lie. No, take your garbage ass over there to their house. Want to keep on bringing them stupid motherfuckers with them loud ass shit over here, disturbing the fuck out of me. Yeah, don't never go over there to their house. I always want them to come over here and make this the headquarters. I'm so sick of that garbage ass. Every fucking where I go, everywhere I move, here come them motherfuckers. Here come them motherfuckers. Everywhere I move to. Shit is diabolical as fuck. But anyway, um, lovely day. You say, well, that's crazy, because if the police officer that lives there doesn't enforce the rules, then that speaks volumes. They all in on it. That's just like yesterday, lovely day, when two of the police officers came over here after I called them about the marijuana. They gonna pretend like they didn't smell the marijuana, and then the assistant manager was standing right here. He didn't even say nothing. He wasn't even concerned about it. He pretended like he was more concerned with that fucking thermostat, and he walked in between the two sheriff deputies while they was talking to me about the marijuana smell that I was complaining about, and he walked the fuck out of here. Never said nothing to me. Never said nothing to them two sheriff deputies. Never showed no kind of concern. That told me everything I needed to know. But he have shown me so many times before. He don't give a fuck. That's what they accept in this place. They are okay with the drugs. They are okay with the noise. The only thing they concerned about is the fucking money. Pay your fucking money. And everybody can get their application approved. It don't matter who you are. Everybody get approved. They don't have no security. And I'm noticing a lot of these apartment places, they don't have no security. Their cameras may or may not work. And a lot of people don't even know that. They just see the cameras up there and they just automatically think the cameras are on and working. I'm finding out a lot of these cameras on a lot of these businesses, including apartment complexes, do not work. When that son of a bitch hit my car 2 or 3 weeks ago, the suspected illegal Mexican, when he hit my fucking car and ran off, the camera is right on the business, right in front of the place where he hit me. And the owner of the business told me his cameras do not work. The two stores attached to that same shopping center, he said their cameras don't work either. And then I had to hunt down the investigator that's working on my case. He don't give a fuck. And everything he was saying, he let me know he don't give a fuck. He not even gonna try to locate the person. He not even gonna try. And I asked him about the camera out on the street, on the traffic light. He gave me a bullshit story about that too, and let me know that that camera don't even work. They just got it up there for decoration, to give an illusion like they got cameras out there. Man, this city is in crisis. To sum it all up, this city right here is in crisis. Mm. And see, now, now that one Mexican done showed up with that loud ass car, that loud ass truck out there, let me tell you what's finna happen next. They gonna call some more of they loud ass friends, and they think they gonna have a party out here tonight. They a motherfucking lie. And see, it's young. The night is young. It's like 7:30, 7:45. Yeah, they gonna try to call some of their other buddies over here, and I'm gonna call them motherfucking police. I need to call them now and have them already over here on standby, because they think they gonna saturate this place with all that bullshit and all that noise and all that criminal element all around me, all up under me. They a motherfucking lie. Uh-uh. Every chance I get, I'm calling them fucking police. I'm calling them. Will they take my call seriously or not? See, you gotta be proactive. You gotta be proactive and get in front of these fucking hoodlums. You gotta get in front of them before they even get it started. Before they can even get it started, you got to get in front of them. Lovely day. You asked, do they have a flock camera at the entrance of your complex? I haven't seen one. I doubt it. I doubt if they got one. I haven't seen them unless it's hidden from me and I done overlooked it. But a lot of people are saying that they putting these flock cameras all over the country. They may have all different kind. I've been looking for them. Like today, when I was out, I was looking for them. They might have different kind that might be hidden from me. I don't know. I'm gonna go out again tomorrow and try to see if I can find them. But that might be why we don't see a lot of police on the street no more. The flock cameras might be the substitute for physical police on the street. I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't even know. But I think, like I said earlier, that might be what the data, part of the data for the data centers. The flock cameras is collecting data. So they transferring that data and monitoring that data and stashing that data at the data centers. So the data center might be another form of the national listening center, that we already been having. This is a mess what this is turning into, in my opinion. It's a mess. And I don't know if they're trying to save money, but some people are saying that the data centers use a lot of electricity and a lot of water, and it's causing a lot of people light bill to go up extremely high. I don't know how this gonna work long term if it's using a lot of water. And I heard and seen a post where the governor told the people over in Virginia they need to find some alternative electricity. And the woman that was talking about it, she was like, how can I find alternative electricity? This ain't looking good, y'all. This is not looking good long term. Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, I'm going to talk to y'all later. Something going on. And YouTube keep on fucking around with my channel. I can't even see nothing on my screen now. I don't know if it's YouTube or what, but I can't see nothing on my screen. Lovely day, you say, yes, that's exactly what's happening. They don't patrol anymore, just depending on those cameras, wasting taxpayers' dollars. Yeah, and ain't nobody protesting. A lot of this new generation, we don't have the same grit like our ancestors did. A lot of people done died out that had more grit and would protest and demand accountability from a lot of these people in leadership positions when they be bullshitting around. Yeah, this new generation, they don't have as much grit. And that's what they using to their benefit. They getting away with a lot of stuff that they used to not be able to get away with. But I'm trying my best to prepare to move and get away from a lot of this. But as long as we in this country, I don't know if we can get away from all of it. Lovely day, you say they have been cutting those cameras off the poles in Texas. They don't like the invasion of privacy. Yeah, I seen on TikTok or somewhere somebody had started knocking a lot of them cameras down and tearing them up. I seen that. A lot of people don't like them. Yep. And it's no telling how much each one of them cameras cost. And that's money we need for a whole lot of other stuff, including infrastructure. Our infrastructure is gone to shit in this area. Man, the roads are bad, the bridges are bad, the potholes everywhere. It's just terrible what's going on. And then you don't see a whole lot of people cutting grass. The grass is high in places that used to keep the grass cut. The trash is everywhere. Tires is old, abandoned tires everywhere. Abandoned buildings with boarded up windows and all that right there. I'm like, wow, what is going on? And you can tell that niggas are in charge in this city. You can tell what niggas reside and what niggas try to run the show. And baby, this whole city looks like niggas, niggas, niggas. Woo. They can't compete. They can't compete. They done tried their best to compete with white folks and they can't. They fail all the time. And then they stealing. They stealing every chance they get. They get so many city and county politicians that done got indicted lately. Finna take their stupid ass to jail for stealing and misusing the city and county credit card and all of that right there. They gonna steal if they don't do nothing else. And they lie and cheat to get these positions and then they fuck up and fumble the positions every time they get their garbage ass in these seats that they gonna warm instead of represent the way that they supposed to be represented. But anyway, this is early voting for, I think, the county mayor, a lot of the county positions. And I done told them on Facebook in one of them groups, I have not really had any momentum to vote. And I think I'm going to set this one out right here because I've been asking some of the politicians that's running for mayor and other positions for an interview. They won't even respond to me. And I'm sick of these damn people in leadership positions. You can't call them. They won't answer the fucking phone. They won't call you back. When you leave a message for them to call you back, they don't want to talk to you. So if you won't talk to me, how can I trust you to be representing me in any capacity? Damn, they don't give a fuck. They don't want to sit in these fucking seats and warm the seats in an empty suit and collect paycheck and steal. I'm sick of this rinse and repeat cycle. We keep on getting these garbage ass people that's not qualified, and all they want to do is sit in these seats and clout chase and get their garbage ass family members and friends in these positions to collect paychecks that they don't even deserve, and they dumb ass don't even know how to operate their position. I've been calling a lot of these different departments about these garbage ass neighbors, and then when I ask them about the ordinance, they dumbass don't even know. They gotta call somebody else and call me back and send me an email and look on Google to find out the answer on Google. The fuck? It's just disgusting, and I'm so ready to get out of this fucking city. And I can't believe I've been here as long as I have, and yeah, I'm over it. I'm so over it. And I'm so done with it. I'm tired. And a lot of the people that did have a backbone, they done died out. A lot of them done died out. And the cousin pastor, aka Thaddeus Matthews, he was, you know, what he was, but at least he would, try to be uh somebody that would hold their feet to the fire. And I'm pretty sure they're glad that he did because they can be corrupt in peace and sleep with each other in peace and all this other stuff that they ain't got no business doing. Yeah. But anyway, it is what it is. And love today. You say, have you been back to Gym and Nicks lately? No, I haven't been back to Gym and Nicks because I've been dealing with this explosive diarrhea. And I don't know if I got the explosive diarrhea from Gym and Nicks. So I'm trying to be careful where I go. And plus, Gym and Nicks is too fucking high. Damn, the first 2 weeks, I believe I spent at least about $200 over there. And I need that damn $200 right now. Yeah, Gym and Nicks is too fucking high. And they don't start getting them hood rats in the front area where I was really nervous that they was going to do. Once them hood rats coming out, I'm out of any business. And baby, the last time I went, they had started putting them damn hood rats in the front with them nasty ass attitudes. and I knew it was going down from there. But they started off the first 2 weeks strong. They were doing real good them first 2 weeks. But I knew it was just a matter of time before they got them hood rats in there. But I thought it was gonna be way down the road, months and months from here. But baby, Satan said, I can't wait. I gotta put them in. I gotta put them in the game early. I gotta put them in the game now. And he did. He saturated that place with them hood rats right there on the front line. And I started noticing the food was going down too. The food was real good at first, the first 2 weeks. And that third week I went over there, it had started being real different. That banana pudding was different. It was real thick the last 2 times I got it. And it was not as good. They were doing real good with that banana pudding at first, and then they just throwed anything together. The damn whipped cream was all over the damn bowl. It was a mess. The last 2 times I got that banana pudding, it was real good at first. But I noticed that recipe had changed, and somebody got in there and didn't know what the fuck they were doing and just throwed anything together. And hell, the banana pudding already high as fuck. I think it's like $6, $7, $8 for that little small bowl. And it ain't worth it. They need to charge no more than about $4 or $5 for that little small tiny bowl of banana pudding. And hell, at that price with taxes, right at $10. So, and then the fish, it was good at first, but the last time I got the fish, it wasn't that good. And the fries, they stopped having them hot, and you know how I feel about them fucking fries. I want my fries fresh and hot. And then when I tell them to give me some fresh fries, they stupid ass think I don't know the difference. They go in there and put them in them damn microwave and think I don't know the difference. I know the difference between fresh fries and fries that's been heated up in the damn microwave. And that's adding insult to the situation when they put the fries in the microwave. I want my fucking fries fresh and hot. The motherfuckers already cost a lot. Hell, if I'm paying $40, $50 a visit, I want my fucking food fresh and hot. I don't want you to just throw anything in the fucking bag and me be satisfied. No. And yeah, the cheese muffins, they was good at first. Then the cheese muffins started going down. And I'm like, how can you fuck up the cheese muffins? How? Yeah, the fries wasn't fresh and hot. And yeah, so I hadn't been back. I don't know if I will go back. And I really thought I was really gonna be really enjoying that place for a while. I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, I hadn't been back over there in about 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks now. And I had been going 2 weeks straight after that first week when they opened. And everybody was bragging over their ribs. And I found out them ribs wasn't good. And I gave the ribs away. I bit off of one, and it was not good. It was not good. And I don't like a lot of sauce on my ribs, no way. I just like them smoked and full of flavor with just a touch of sauce, not a lot. And some people just baptize and bathe their ribs with all that sauce. Listen, when you gotta put all that sauce on your meat ain't fucking good. Real good barbecue, real good smoked meat does not require to be drenched in sauce. When you gotta saturate and soak the meat in sauce, that tells me everything I need to know about that meat. Okay, good barbecue meat, good smoked meat, you don't have to put all that sauce on there. It stands all alone, the taste. Okay? I don't like all that sauce all over my meat. And some people do, but I can't stand it. That's just like chicken wings. I don't like all that sauce on my chicken wings. I can't stand it. It only take a little bit. You don't have to just baptize all that sauce into your chicken wings. And yeah, so I hadn't been back over there, and I really don't miss it. What I really miss is Harvey's in Tupelo, Mississippi, and I forgot the name of that other place that's got that buffet. Child, I got to put my car in the shop and get it good running, good running. I don't really trust it on the road right now, but oh yeah, Montgomery's, that other place where I went, they got some good food. I seen they had a good menu yesterday, Friday. And oh my God, they had fried catfish, fried chicken, spaghetti, potatoes and onions. Oh, they had a good menu yesterday. Oh, my mouth was watering through the screen. I think they had banana pudding too. And see, all banana pudding is not created equal. And I have never made banana pudding, but I said one day I want to try my hand at making banana pudding. Because, listen, I'm getting this husband. I already don't order my husband. I just need the tracking number from God. And I gotta start practicing now, making all this food. I gotta practice on my candied yams. And I gotta know the difference between yams and sweet potatoes. They both look the same. So I gotta start practicing now. I know how to cook, but I gotta, knock out the rough edges. I'm rough around the edges. And I gotta be sure how to make a lot of this stuff because I know my fine husband gonna like to eat. And I gotta be able to keep my husband after I get him. And they say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. So I got to be able to get in that stomach and get in there real good and keep him good and fed so he won't be trying to go outside and look around and get himself satisfied with food and whatnot outside the home. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. So I gotta find out how to make that banana pudding and do it from scratch, like a lot of food from scratch, gravy and all that right there. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, all of that right there. I want to be able to woo the man and his family. And if you got a mama, you got to impress his mama and his daddy. Then if you got some sisters and aunties and things, you got to be able to make them real impressed. And baby, I want them to pull up to that table and be like, "Oh my God, oh he's blessed to find you," and all that right there. When you gonna cook again? All that right there. Yeah. So I used to be real good with that fried chicken. I got to go back and redo my chicken because I kind of done fell off with that fried chicken. I want my chicken real crispy and real seasoned to the bone. So I got to start practicing on that chicken again. And some people crazy about oxtails. I just can't do nothing with them oxtails. I just feel like that's too close to the butthole of the cow. And I just ain't got no love for that oxtail. While everybody else is crazy about it. Mm-mm. That's just like chitterlings. Now, if I get a man and we gonna get married, listen to all that noise out there. Listen to all that noise out there. That's the YN. They finna get started. They finna get started. See, this finna be all night long. Back and forth. Forth and back. They ain't doing nothing running drugs, I suspect. And that's the YN in the car. His buddy finna go get his truck. Ooh. His buddy finna go get his truck started. I'm so sick of them. I don't know what to do. I gotta go get me a chair to sit on that patio so I can do a lot of recording to get a lot of evidence to present. Because I really gotta find out how I can find some charges for all this noise over here and hold this management of this apartment accountable. Because this is a disturbance. I don't give a fuck if nobody else is complaining. And see, that's probably what they're looking at too and considering. Well, ain't nobody else complaining. I don't give a fuck. Ain't nobody else paying my rent. Ain't nobody else name on my lease agreement. Okay? I don't care if ain't nobody else complaining. Maybe they used to living around YNs and being disturbed. I'm not going to get used to it. I don't want to get used to it. I shouldn't have to get used to it. Okay? I'm not going to normalize all this noise. I'm not going to normalize it. And then they just crank the motherfucker up and let it sit there. What's the point in cranking up the car if you're not going to take your garbage ass the fuck on? Just like to hear all that fucking noise. The shit is diabolical and retarded. Okay? Listen. 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 And see, this is what they think they're going to carry on all night long. This is what they think they finna do all night long. I'm going to talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good night.